You a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Odyssey app lets you jump back in time to the moments you missed on The Fan. Whether it's The Fan Morning Show, The Pomp and Joe Show, or The PM Team, you could get caught up on all of it. When you're listening to The Fan, it's as simple as one click to listen on demand. Miss a great moment? Great guest? We've got you covered. Download the free Odyssey app, search 93.7 The Fan, and tap earlier today to get started. It's the perfect way to catch up on what's happening from Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines. The Pirates split their doubleheader yesterday in Cleveland against the Guardians, taking the first game 7-1. Jared Jones was sharp in earning the victory. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. Homers courtesy of new Pirate Jacob Gonzalez, as well as Nick Gonzalez and Esmerlin Valdez, I should say. However, Game 2 in deflating fashion went in favor of the Guardians 5-3. The Guards scoring the final 5 runs over the last 2 innings. Travis Bazzana hit a walk-off homer, giving Dennis Santana the loss. Pirates and Guardians will do it again today. 1:40 the first pitch. Paul Skeens against Tanner Bybee is the pitching matchup. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
If it matters in Pittsburgh sports, we're talking about it. Even on the weekend.
That's cool.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Fly ball to center field. Mangum is back to the wall and gone. They walk it off for the home run. And Travis Bazzana hits his 8th of the year. It's a walk-off, and the Pirates bullpen blows another game.
If you were like me, you went into the second half of the season with really one general thought in your mind. How much of this stuff was going to stick? Both good and bad. You know, is Esmerlin Valdez going to come back to earth a little bit? Is the Pirates offense in general going to come back to earth a little bit? And is the bullpen still going to suck? Are certain guys not going to live up to their end of the bargain in the bullpen? Or did a lot of that stuff maybe get back to neutral or reset during the week-long All-Star break? Fortunately for us, after 1 day and 2 games worth of a sample size offensively, that doesn't seem to be the case, which is fantastic news. But pitching-wise, bullpen-wise, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I think the ice has run about as thin as it can and has busted through our friend Dennis Santana. Gotta go. Gotta go. And if you've listened to my programs, especially in the last couple of weeks, you know, talking about what this team needs, it's obviously bullpen help, and it needs to be an 8th and a 9th inning guy. Well, yesterday, and especially in Game 2, that has never been more true, because the 2 individuals that you employed from the outset of the season to be your 8th and 9th inning relief pitchers cost you that game. And I know that the earned runs go against Brandon Eisert's ledger, and he isn't necessarily anything to write home about as far as somebody that can be a transformative presence in that bullpen, if you will. But Gregory Soto comes in and virtually gives up those runs. And not only does Dennis Santana not blow a save, get the loss because it was tied, all that stuff still happens when you get a throw out from left field. That was my biggest takeaway about Dennis Santana coming in and still blowing that game and giving up 2 costly runs. You'd like to think that on a very, very massive play, base hit down the line in left field, your defense comes through in the clutch and throws the guy out at home. Shouldn't that bode incredibly well in your favor? Instead, it doesn't. Dennis Santana gives up a 2-run walk-off dong shot to a rookie. Now, granted, a good rookie, an all-star, but a 400-foot-plus moon missile to straightaway center field as the Pirates lose Game 2 on Saturday. A game that, for as beneficial as yesterday was, winning Game 1 and still setting yourself up to win this series today in what I think is a favorable matchup. Yesterday, them not winning in Game 2 is a crime. You knew your bullpen potentially was going to be taxed. They have to go with an opener in Mason Montgomery, who does his job. 1 scoreless inning to start the game. And in comes Christian Curtis, spelled with a K-H. Never seen that before. A guy, mind you, who wasn't very good at all in 2026 at the minor league level, both in AA and in AAA. A 4.70 ERA with Altoona, a 5.60 ERA in Indianapolis. To be quite honest with you, when he comes into the game in the second inning yesterday, I said, oh boy. Somebody that was only on the roster yesterday because you could have a 27th guy in a doubleheader, and the Pirates just needed bullpen help, needed an arm. Has to pitch at the major league level yesterday, has to make his big league debut. A career 4.25 ERA guy across all minor league levels comes in and gives you 5 shutout innings on the road, and you still lose. They needed to win that game yesterday. They should have won that game yesterday. And instead, here we are. 52-47 and going for the sweep today would just fire me the hell up. They win that game yesterday. We're talking about this team having a chance to do something that they haven't done all year. That's be 6 games above 500. And instead, we're talking about this team potentially winning a series today on the road, which is still good right out of the All-Star break. Cleveland's nothing to scoff at. It's a good baseball team. Team fighting for first place in a division. They're not bad. But when you really dive into yesterday, them losing Game 2 is a crime. And the punishment should be, I guess it's not really it's not a punishment to the fans if they DFA Dennis Santana, but that should be the microcosm, the fallout of Saturday. Enough is enough with Dennis Santana. And please, Ben Cherington, for the love of God, find back end of the bullpen help today. I hope he's on the phone right now trying to figure the F out this bullpen. Because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're getting down to the now or never with this team. They've got to make a push. And in order to make a push, the bullpen's got to get better. And like I said, from the outset, entering, well, I guess Friday before everything got postponed, I had one major question. And that major question was, how much of a reset, how much of a back to neutral will we see? In both a good way and a bad way. Good way would be the bullpen hitting a hard reset and figuring it out and using the All-Star break to get better internally. Bad way would have been the offense coming back down to earth a little bit. We didn't see that, which is great. And we saw the bullpen and a couple of the usual suspects still be suspects. And now enough's enough. Normally, I like to take a minute or two, like 30 to 60 seconds tops, to get off my first take and then introduce the show and myself and what we've got in store for the next however many hours. But it took me like 10 minutes to get through my first rant. I apologize. Good morning. Happy Sunday, July 19th, 2026. Jack Hillgrove with you on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. If you can't tell, I'm a little pissed off and fired up at the way that Saturday ended for the Pirates in Cleveland. A 7-1 winner in Game 1. Whoop-de-doo. Awesome. And you're about halfway through Game 2. I was at an all-star football game last night in the Ohio Valley, and, you know, you're down on the sidelines with a lot of people that like and care about the Pirates, and back and forth. Hey, it's 1-0. Hey, it's 2-0. Hey, it's 3-0. This Curtis kid, who the hell's he? He's pitching pretty well. And it all unraveled from there. Sean Myers is with us this morning. I was supposed to do the Sean 2 weeks ago, but I think I ate some pasta salad that was sitting out a little too long on the 4th and paid for it on both ends on the 5th.
That sounds bad.
Yeah. Had a couple of instances from the top and the bottom, if you will, on July 5th early.
I was there one
hours.
time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, a long time ago. Learned my lesson.
Tell you what, of all places, the last 2 times, knock on wood, I've had something that where it's food related give me issues. It's been in and out of me in less than like 12 to 24 hours. And I know for a fact because I'm like, man, I kind of knew it when I was eating the pasta salad, but it was very good pasta salad. That
They didn't stop you from finishing it, though.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like this should be colder. And I thought because I had it on a plate next to like a hot side that maybe it like just got warm being next to like other hot food. No. I can tell you that's what did me in. The last time that happened before the 4th of July, though, of all places, guess what got me in trouble? A well-known, I'll call it fast food because they have a drive-through, but a well-thought-of and pretty darn good institution. Take a guess.
Chick-fil-A?
I was going to say, were you even listening to me? Yeah, it was Chick-fil-A.
That was a good guess.
Of all places. And
Don Football used to work at one.
He did. I've been to the one he used to work at.
Westmoreland Mall, shout out.
Of all places, Chick-fil-A did me in once upon a time. Had me sprinting into the bathroom about 7-8 times a couple years ago in a 24-hour period. So,
We call that a normal Tuesday for Callis.
yeah.
I wonder how he's handling the food in Ireland.
What is the main difference over there? I've never been to Europe. I've never been.
Do you count? Well, I think you probably have to count it as Europe. I went to Iceland. That's the only time that I've.
That's not North America still?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, my girlfriend went to Iceland a couple years ago.
Yeah. Good time.
Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the names of everything over there is so long, and it just seems like they just threw a lot of letters together. Because we saw some beautiful sights, and I could not retain any of the names of the places that I went to. So people would be like, "Where did you go?" And I would just have to generally describe the sites as opposed
Nice.
to using the names of them.
Nice.
Oh, we saw the waterfalls at this place. And maybe found a geotag on my Instagram post to show them that, but Blue Lagoon's awesome over there.
Yeah.
I got a
That's
facial.
technically Europe?
I would think it would have to be, right? I'm like 95% sure it would count as Europe.
Europe. Yeah. Despite sitting on both the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates, Iceland is considered part of Europe, not North America.
I don't think
on
you could base
Silfra
anything
crack
on
in Iceland, a rift between American and Eurasian tectonic plates, and technically, you can touch two continents at once at the Silfra crack in Iceland. Did you do that?
No, I don't think I
They
did
are
that.
not
You're
a
getting
member
too
of
deep in the weeds if you're going by the tectonic plates.
They are not a member of the EU, though.
I have some money left over if you want to bring it in sometime.
Yeah.
I guess your gal probably does too, right? It's a little
I don't know if
keepsake.
she ever did.
It was like such a small
feel like she
amount that
probably-
it was
yeah.
kind of inconsequential.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to any other continent other than, I was at Aruba. Aruba's South America, right? Yeah. I've been to North America and South America. Not Europe. What are the 7 continents? It's North America, South America, Europe.
If you don't get this is going on your...
North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and Antarctica. I'd crush that.
There you go. Nailed it.
Thank you.
First grade geography coming in handy.
412-928-9370. I guess it's a time we'll give out the phone number. Yeah, so the Pirates are going for the sweep today. Well, not the sweep, the series win, I should say. They should be going for the sweep today, especially after being up 3-0 in the 8th inning after a guy named Christian Curtis, who was not very good at all at the minor league level across AA and AAA last year. And honestly, the more I talk about it out loud, this guy giving you 5 innings yesterday was one of the more remarkable feats of the entire season. Sean, last year with 26 starts at High A Greensboro, Christian Curtis had just barely a sub-4 ERA.
I know all about Christian Curtis. He's been on my radar for years.
98 earned run average at High A last year. It had to have been just a matter of this guy Cleveland having zilch idea who he was. And he took advantage of it. You know, and kind of like the long middle, if you will, of a long day. I'm sure those guys were fatigued and he pitched really well. And again, a guy that not a whole lot of people had heard of, who struggled mightily at the minor league level this year and last year, gives you 5 scoreless innings at the big league level and you still lose. So how's it sit with you? 412-928-9370 as the Pirates try to win this series today with Paul Skeens on the mound at 140 against Tanner Bybee. That is still the pitching matchup, correct? That didn't get shuffled around?
I believe that's the pitching matchup, although I was doing headlines saying Braxton Ashcraft was going to throw last night, and they scrapped that and moved him back a couple days and went to bullpen. So
yeah, we'll see if that's still the case, but it certainly seems that way. 412-928-9370 is the number to join the conversation. We'll take one call here in the first segment from Colby on the Fan this morning. Good morning, Colby.
Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Mr. Myers. Caden says hello, by the way, Sean.
Howdy.
Hey, I just wanted to, I went to bed in the 8th inning last night and woke up to the score being 5-3. I don't understand what we're doing. Like, how much longer can we continue to throw Santana out there? They got to DFA this guy first.
I agree. Especially they're able to throw a guy out at home and he still lost the game.
Correct. I mean, it's mind-boggling at this point. I mean, if you're going to be serious about this, and this is going to be what I think they should do, I would offer O'Neal Cruz and any prospect not named Seth Hernandez to the Padres and go get Mason Miller. Just do it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get him, I don't think, without Seth Hernandez, unfortunately. And that includes offering O'Neal Cruz. Because think about it. I mean, I was talking about this, Colby, on Thursday night when I was on. They gave up what ended up being who is now, I think, the number 2 prospect in baseball to get Mason Miller less than a year ago. They're going to want the closest thing equivalent to that in return if they do trade him. And the closest thing to Leo DeVries is Seth Hernandez, who's the 6th prospect in baseball. And even if O'Neal Cruz is included in that trade, I still think what they would get back for Mason Miller if they traded him would not be equivalent to what they gave up. I don't. I'm a firm believer in Seth Hernandez. I think O'Neal Cruz is turning a corner, and I don't think it'd be the closest thing you could do for it to be enough, but I don't think it's enough. But long story short, they need to get aggressive at this point because you hit the nail on the head. If they are serious about this team potentially going somewhere in 2026, which there's still time to be serious and make that commitment, they need to be willing to part ways with some prospects sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not a prospect. And the problem is now is you don't know exactly what you have in Valdez. And I mean, obviously the return so far has been outstanding, but let's not forget that, Jack Sawinski once hit 24 home runs in a season. And they thought they had something there, and you hope that it doesn't fall off the table like Sawinski does. But they've got 4 or 5 outfielders, and that doesn't even include Cruz at this point. So I don't know. The outfield is going to be very, very crowded if and when Cruz comes back, and I don't know exactly what you do with him, especially when Horowitz comes back, because you have to play O'Hearn, you got to play Valdez, certainly going to play Reynolds, and how do you bench Mangum?
I know, and that's the thing. And thanks for the call, Colby. I appreciate it. Enjoy your Sunday. The narrative on Jake Mangum heading into the season was he's a great 4th outfielder, great spark plug guy, but he's not an everyday player. And for as much as I still, believe that, he does more and more to prove me wrong in that regard. 1 for 5 yesterday in game 2. Didn't have a hit in the first game. But regardless, he's still a 300 hitter at this point in the season with a 730 OPS. I've thought about it more often, and as far as trading Cruz goes, can they even do that if they wanted to? Can you trade somebody that's on the 60-day injured list?
Well, I was with Mr. Austin Bechtold yesterday, and just going off of what he said, I didn't independently investigate this. He believes that there was a change a few years ago that now allows you to trade a player on the 60-day.
Well, let's
By the way,
let's use the fancy Google machine and find out.
I will say Colby might have a soft spot for high-end relievers. His son, a very good relief pitcher who I covered. So maybe the thing that everyone keeps mentioning Mason Miller, because they all know about Mason Miller. He's from here. He's the best closer in baseball right now. That's a volatile position. Any relief pitcher is. I would probably be inclined to go a route of getting a good reliever, but not the very best. And then you don't have to give up someone of that caliber, whether it be Hernandez, which is probably a guy who should be untouchable, or Cruz. You could get a good reliever that maybe becomes the closer that doesn't cost you your best prospect or a unicorn, as he's often called, in Cruz.
Not to completely disregard what you said, and I agree with you. So you can trade a player on a major league injured list, even if the player is not eligible to be reinstated and or healthy enough to play. However, a player on a minor league injured list cannot be traded until he is both eligible to be reinstated and healthy enough to play, although the player could be a player to be named later in a trade, which would matter if, like, let's say, Edward Florentino popped up on the 10 or whatever it is. I think it's still 10 days at the minor league level, the injured list throughout the deadline, and they wanted to get really aggressive and move a guy like that. You couldn't do it until he was healthy enough and ready to play. However, guys on the major league injured list you can trade, which would include O'Neal Cruz, who isn't going to be able to come back until August the 8th. They shouldn't trade O'Neal Cruz, and I don't think they will. 412-928-3279 9370. Also the number of the text line brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. We'll talk about this series finale and yesterday all morning. It's our first sample size of Pirates baseball in the second half of 2026. What did you make of yesterday? How much of a sour taste do you have in your mouth yesterday, despite game one going pretty darn well? 412-928-9370. Paul Skeens toes the rubber at 140 against Tanner Bybee. What do you make of that pitching matchup? 412-928-9370. Will it be the start of the second half turnaround of more of Cy Young Paul Skeens in the second half than the first half? Do you have a hunch? 412-928-9370. No guests this morning. All calls. Sunday same game parlay at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. And we need one. We went 0 for in the first half of the season, Sean.
That means you're due. Second half surge upcoming.
That means I'm due.
You're well rested after the All-Star break.
Yep. So hopefully is Paul Skeens. And maybe Paul Skeens in a favorable line box score will be reflected in today's same game parlay. How's that sound?
You don't think he's tired from attending the festivities at the All-Star game?
I don't.
Wearing a suit.
Answering questions from Pittsburgh Dad and being called a future Yankee.
Yeah, I saw Pittsburgh Dad was...
You got a hold of Shelty. Did you see that?
Well, I think Shelty actually enjoyed that interaction.
I do too.
He seemed like he was almost seeking him out.
It actually kind of makes me feel bad for Derek Shelton and makes me wish that it worked out for him.
I had great Now, obviously, I'm not pretending.
I think
pals,
he loved.
But I had great interactions when we did the weekly hit with him on. I guess it was the Pomp and Joe show even back then.
No.
What?
Ron was still here.
Well, that's when it started, but he did it up until his final year when he was only with the Pirates for 2 months. I don't think he was doing the show then. But the season before, it might have been Pomp and Joe, perhaps.
When did Ron retire?
It's been a while, man.
He
retired before his final day, I think, was right before the 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was 2023?
It would have been, no, because it's January.
Early 24?
Yes,
okay.
January or February.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I started back up as a host here in the summer of 2024, he was gone by then.
So I guess it probably would not have been Pomp and Joe, but you get the idea.
I do get the idea.
When he was on the midday, he was on with Joe and whomever, rotating cast of characters.
Yeah.
He was awesome every time. He wouldn't just be a guy that immediately would just be like, all right, put me on hold. You could ask him how you doing, whatever, and he would be pretty conversational. So that doesn't mean he's a good manager in Pittsburgh, but I think he is a good guy from everything I've been told and everything in terms of my experiences with him.
I agree with every syllable and half syllable you said there.
There's a Starkeyism right there.
Well, we were talking about the midday show, and I think it just kind of bled into the microphone there. All right. 412-928-9370. That's the number to join the conversation. Pirates go for the series win this afternoon against the Guardians. Should be the sweep, but the bullpen. And Dennis Santana last night in game 2 of the doubleheader in Cleveland. 412-928-9370 is the number to join the conversation. We will take your phone calls on the other side of this break. I'm Jack Hillgrove. Happy Sunday to you on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. As we just talked about, the Pirates split their double dip in Cleveland on Saturday against the Guardians. Buccos winning 7-1 in the first game. Jared Jones got the victory. He was impressive. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. Gonzalez, Jacob, and Nick homered, as well as Valdez in that victory. However, the Pirates, despite a 3-0 lead in the second game, fell 5-3. The Guardians with 5 unanswered over the 8th and 9th innings. Travis Bazzana, a walk-off homer against Dennis Santana. Pirates and Guardians will conclude the series today at 1:40. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Buccos. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon. That's presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
The choices you make after you've been seriously injured in an accident matter, especially who you choose to help you through your legal battles. If you're sick, you want the right doctor. When you need legal help, you should have the right lawyer. For more than 40 years, Edgar Snyder & Associates has helped injured people. They've gotten over $2 billion for their clients. Getting in touch with them is easy, and the call is free. Call them at 1-800-94-EDGAR or visit www.edgarsnyder.com. And remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's, and by the first ever Infiniti QX65. Even though England and France played for third place, it was a high-scoring match, the highest since 1982. England came out attacking from the start, scoring early in the third minute, the first of 4 goals in the first half. Then France came back in the second half with a brace from Kylian Mbappe, but it was not enough as the Three Lions take third place 6-4. I'm Fernando Carlos.
Have you noticed that every service company these days is owned by some giant corporation with zero personality and no personal touch? Yeah, no thanks. Gherkin Roofing is still family-owned, truly local, and when you call, a human answers. One with a pulse and probably a Pittsburgh accent. They do roofing, siding, gutters, and win awards year after year for their customer service. So if you want a contractor that picks up the phone, shows up, and treats you like a neighbor, because they are one, call The Pickle. Gherkin Roofing, always local and friendly, 724-515-5551.
Hey, it's Pony for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of 93.7 The Fan, the biggest stage in the world. FanDuel is partnering with Valley Forge, and they're changing the game because sometimes your players get subbed off and your bet goes with them in these big soccer matches. Well, not anymore with FanDuel Super Sub. If your guy gets subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with that substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. We have reached the end of one of the most incredible, outstanding soccer tournaments ever, and don't get left on the sideline. If your guy gets put over to the sideline and gets subbed out, FanDuel Super Sub protects you and your parlays for these end-of-tournament games, the biggest of games, the games that are going to decide who ultimately wins the championship. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now, and let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 plus in Pleasanton, Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread yard work, in 90-degree weather.
Wow, it is a scorcher out there today.
With a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around. Then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should get NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or back problems, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we help Tony.
The pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated. Now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. Like sunshine coming on.
And how about working more comfortably like Dennis?
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it, but I didn't have a choice. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. I could do my job and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow's going to be. It's going to be positive.
You deserve a better life too. Stop in the Good Feet store today. Visit us in Cranberry Township, in Robinson Town Center, in the Waterfront, in Morgantown at Suncrest Town Center, and at goodfeet.com.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
For 20 years, West Shore Home has been proud to call Pennsylvania home. Founded right here by a Johnstown native, they've completed more than 25,000 projects for Pittsburgh area homeowners with a local team of more than 70 employees. They make home remodeling easy, and right now, you can save big on your bathroom remodel with their summer sale. Buy a full bath remodel and get a shower and a second bathroom free. Plus, lock in extra savings when you schedule now at westshorehome.com/fan or call 1-800-WEST-SHORE. See the website for details.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones, who get it done.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
Our veterans and their families make great sacrifices to protect our nation. Now it's time for them to receive assistance in their time of need as they age. If you are a veteran or the spouse of a veteran, contact Julian Gray Associates to speak with one of their VA-accredited attorneys to find out how you can receive compensation for the costs of care you are receiving in your home or a long-term care facility. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
Have you tried the only stop smoking hypnosis in America, proven useful by the U.S. Patent Office that reprograms your subconscious? Alex Goen patented hypnosis destroys your connections to cigarettes. No cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. Stop Smoking Seminar Thursday, July 23rd. Doubletree by Hilton Green Tree, 8 p.m. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Sign up at alexgoen.com. Goen. That's alexgoen.com.
South Hills Kia, let's go. The 2026 Kia Sportage S Hybrid, just $279 a month. Or the 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive, only $249 a month. Hybrid or gas, your call. 24-month leases, $3,999 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year, plus tax and title. First payment due at signing. Not all qualify. No security deposit required. Offer ends August 3rd, 2026. South Hills Kia, let's ride. Visit southhillskia.net for more details.
Hey, it's Crowley for Window Nation. Using chat to research your next home improvement project? Forget all the prompts. If you want replacement windows and doors without the hassle, look up Window Nation. Homeowners love the one-day installation process, especially since Window Nation installers leave your home cleaner than when they started. This month, you could get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Visit windownation.com to get windows featured on HGTV's Designing Spaces. I'm telling you, Window Nation, they're the real deal.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Sports don't stop for the weekend, and neither do we.
We are going to have so much fun this weekend.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Cam Young birdied the first two this morning. He's 5 under, tied for 9th. 5 back of the lead. And the lead at Royal Birkdale is Sam Burns. 10 under. He's got a 2-shot lead on Ryan Fox and Siwoo Kim. Both those guys -8. Fox plays with Burns in the final group that tees off at 9:20. Siwoo Kim 8 under, 2 back. And Ryan Gerard 7 under, 3 back of the lead at 9:10. Lucas Herbert also 7 under. And Ludvig Åberg at 9 a.m. this morning. Åberg is 6 under. Bryson DeChambeau and Jackson Suber at 8:50. Both those guys 6 under and 4 back of Sam Burns. Who is the person I am rooting for this morning? There we go. Ever since Sam Burns kind of got gypped last year at Oakmont on that ruling after the rain delay, I've been a big Sam Burns guy and have rooted for him to win. And if he wins today, it'll be his first career major victory of his career. And again, he tees off this morning at 9:20 at Royal Birkdale. This Open Update brought to you by True Green, the official lawn care provider of the PGA Tour, and Lynch Golf Sales of Pine Creek. If you aren't being fit outdoors, you aren't being fit. Sean, do you know I belong to a country club now?
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. Very excited about it.
That's a recurring theme with a lot of people who work here.
Yep.
Pat Bostic.
Yep.
Josh Roundtree.
Yep.
I would imagine, does Pomp have a country club?
Yep.
Or same one as you?
Nope. That'd be nice.
Starkey does not, because he
Starkey should
will
join
only
mine.
golf when someone takes him for free, right?
I'll take him for free. I'll say I don't care.
He is tuning in right now, salivating at that.
I joined Steubenville Country Club.
Nice.
I've
never been.
I don't live there anymore, but I got the young adult membership, which I look forward to. And then once I turn 30, I'll go to the out-of-town membership, if you will. So.
Make me feel old when you say once I turn 30.
I know, I'm sorry. It's a great track. The greens are fast. It's long. It's challenging. It forces you to hit fairways.
You got to get Malsey out there for an episode of Going Low.
I honestly think the guys that play golf here and that play golf often would enjoy it out there. And they can come as my guests anytime they want.
You're not inviting me, I notice.
You can come. It's not like super exclusive.
I'm more along the lines of golfing with the caliber of Dom and Cal. Well, Callis is below me. Dom's a little bit better than me. Dom's better than me for sure.
Okay. We'll get out and play sometime.
I've seen Limits and Donnie swing. I feel pretty confident that I'm significantly better than them as well.
I love Austin. Austin's a dear friend, but he might have the most atrocious golf swing in the history of golf swings.
He made Callis look good.
Yeah.
I will say that's sometimes misleading because I think they just captured like one of their swings each. So
that's all I needed to see.
You get one lucky swing. I would say Callis would probably not be able to repeat that swing very often.
Yeah.
The best accomplishment I had golfing, I went twice with that duo this summer to Clover Hill, which is a pretty easy course. There's no par fives. And I didn't score well, but I didn't really care as much about the score as much as I hit my irons pretty solidly. The best thing, though, I played 2 rounds. We played 9 holes each time.
Okay.
I did not lose a ball either time.
This is not a great feeling.
There's not a ton of ways to lose a ball there. There's very few water hazards, and then it's more open, than a lot of courses are. But to go 18 holes with the same ball, that's a major step forward for someone of my low esteem in terms of golf ability.
Perfect time to mention that the Fan 5 alarm is hitting the links, and we're looking for a golf course to partner with. All proceeds will benefit the local VFDs. If you own or manage a golf course that you want to host our 5 Alarm Classic, let us know. Text 412-928-9370 or comment on our socials. Bill's in Washington, PA this morning. What's up, Bill? Good morning.
Good morning. I've been a fan since the mid-'50s. I never saw the Pirates have a worse bullpen than this.
Bill, why couldn't it have happened when they were like 60 and 100 a couple years ago? Why does it have to be when they have a chance offensively?
Yeah, but they didn't have any offense, like you said. But the bullpen wasn't as bad. And I'm shocked no one in the All-Star game didn't pick Santana to pitch to him, because I never saw a closer like
You mean the home run derby?
Yeah, the home run. I'm shocked someone didn't ask him to pitch to him.
It would have been a great strategy. Absolutely. Maybe if Kyle Schwarber had Dennis Santana pitching to him, he wouldn't have lost in Philadelphia. Yeah, Bill, enough is enough with Dennis Santana, right? He's got to go.
He has to go. Is Wayne Stotel coming back? I think that's how you pronounce his name. Dotel?
Yeah. That's actually
He was activated yesterday.
Was he activated yesterday? Did he have a chance to pitch yesterday?
I don't know that he pitched, but I'm almost certain that he was activated.
He did not pitch.
They made a flurry of moves recently.
Says he's active.
They said he was hurt. That's why he went bad a little. And I hope he can help improve the Pirates, because if they lose if they would have won last night, they would have been tied for a playoff spot, the last playoff spot.
Yeah, and they would have had a chance, Bill, today to do something they haven't done all season. That's be at least 6 games above 500. They were 16-11, and I think 34-29 was the last time they were 5 games above 500. And if they held on last night, they'd be right there as well. Yeah, it's a shame. And I said this in my first segment. You get 5 scoreless innings out of a guy that's nobody's heard of. You should win. And the same usual suspects did what they've done all season. And here we are talking about a 5-3 loss in game 2.
How do you think that starting pitcher feels?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Bill. Thanks for the call this morning. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It was a tough situation to navigate yesterday. And I don't blame the manager, Don Kelly, for making the decision to move Ashcraft to, I guess, Monday against the Yankees. I don't. It's actually going to work out pretty darn well because, when the rotation, the early rotation came out for this series, I liked starting with Jones, especially after his 6 perfect before the All-Star break and that final start he had before the break against the Braves. I think it's 30 consecutive guys he's retired, which is a great feat. It's a shame that he's still on the pitch count due to that injury, but he's been pitching incredibly, incredibly well. I didn't love the idea of going Chandler-Keller or Keller-Chandler for the first 2 games on Monday and Tuesday in the Bronx. That does not bode well for a team like the Yankees, who are really, really good. Shifting Ashcraft to pitch in that series, who has been your best starter pound for pound all season long, love that move. And it worked out even better through innings 1 through 6 yesterday. Well, 1 through 7, really. Bullpen game, you get 5 innings out. It's 5 scoreless out of Curtis. You're sitting pretty through 7. Where Don Kelly is to blame is again, Soto and Santana still being relied upon in leverage situations, especially Dennis Santana.
May I offer a counterpoint, Jack?
No.
I'm sorry.
No, go for it. What?
So I guess I would have to really dive into the bullpen usage and how it was deployed yesterday. But the first thing I was thinking of when you were saying you like moving Ashcraft to Monday, you're already playing a doubleheader. Typically, teams don't love throwing a relief pitcher twice on the same day.
Yeah.
So if you're starting Jared Jones in the first game, he's not going 8 innings.
Right.
He's probably not going 7 innings and likely not going 6 innings, correct?
Yeah, what'd they get out of him in game 1? 6 or 5? 5.
I have that written down right here. Yeah, so he went 5 innings. So you're going to have to cover 4 innings there, which means whoever you throw after Jones in the first game, you probably don't want to use in the second game. But then you willingly go with a bullpen game. Now, they did get the 5 bonus innings that you talked about the guy that no one was expecting. But just the approach of we're going to have to use probably 2 to 4 relievers in the first game, you would have to assume that you are going to be thin in the second game. And if that was a close game that came down to the wire, you were probably going to have to throw a guy like a Santana just out of necessity because you had already used up multiple guys between the first game in relief of Jones and then, covering the 7th and 8th in that second game. That's the detriment of going bullpen game on the second game of a day, knowing that you're not getting length out of your game 1 starter.
But they only used 2 relief pitchers in game 1, though.
That's 2 that you probably don't want to use. Well, first off, they made that decision even before game 1 happened, so they didn't know how it was going to play out.
Right.
You're just putting your bullpen in a situation where pretty much everyone was going to have to pitch in all likelihood between the 2 games, which means if you're in a close game, you might have to throw a Santana in the 8th or 9th inning, which is what they had to do. I think if you got 7 out of Ashcraft, it might have been a different story, potentially. You might have, because they used Montgomery as the opener, right?
Mm-hmm. But Montgomery...
Wouldn't you like to have had him in the 8th inning?
Yeah.
Or 9th inning?
Yeah, probably. 412-928-9370. We'll continue to take some phone calls after the break. Sunday same game parlay at 9. And we'll continue to keep it moving. So if you have a Pirates take, spout it off. 412-928-9370 is the number to join the conversation. Back with more in a couple of minutes on a Sunday morning with yours truly, Jack Hillgrove on The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines. The Pirates played a double dip in Cleveland on Saturday, winning 7-1 in the first game. They fell 5-3 in the second game. However, the Guardians scoring 5 unanswered over the final 2 innings. Dennis Santana took the loss, giving up a walk-off homer to Travis Bazzana. Pirates, Guardians, rubber match today. Paul Skeens against Tanner Bybee is the matchup, 1:41 pitch, but our coverage on 93.7 The Fan and on the Odyssey app begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
For all station contest rules, go to 937thefan.com/rules.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi, North Huntington. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishi, like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Finance yours today for 0% APR for 72 months. And ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance. Plus, every new Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi includes 2 years of limited maintenance standard.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi, North Huntington. Call 724-995-3658 for offer details.
Hey, it's Malzy. Let's talk about the roof on your home. A lot of you will need to replace your roof this summer, but be forewarned. There are roofing companies out there that skip over the most important part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if your attic doesn't have proper air circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and wood rot, leaks in the winter, not to mention higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I recommend MHI Roofing to my listeners. Their process begins with a free 21-point roof inspection that includes a thorough inspection of your attic. They know that if the ventilation isn't right, the roof will be built on a shaky foundation. Every MHI roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and estimate today. 412-998-8864 or book an appointment online at mhiroof.com.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Summertime, and it's time to play on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook app. New casino users get up to $500 casino bonus back, plus 500 bonus spins on the hot soccer-themed game. BetParx Goal, 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 collect 'em.
Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. New users only. See BetParx.com for T's and C's. Casino bonus must be wagered. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
As a bank, PNC prides itself on being boring. But the truth is, they couldn't be more excited to serve the dynamic Pittsburgh community. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to deliver brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. They have dedicated dedicated PNC teams throughout the local area, all ready to do the boring work to help you unlock your own brilliance. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hockey is a passion for fans of the sport, but also for the youth who fall in love with the game. With the ever-increasing cost of participating in hockey, many families face financial challenges. The Assisted Goals Foundation was founded to remove financial barriers and to create lasting growth in the sport for current and future players of all backgrounds and communities. Help the Assisted Goals Foundation make the game of hockey available and accessible to anyone, anywhere, at any time. You too can provide an assist. Donate today at assistedgoals.org.
Here's Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan's Fan About Town. Cheat Code Gaming is more than just a game trailer. They're a premier mobile entertainment center. Cheat Code Gaming is packed with 7 TVs and over 10 elite consoles, including PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch 2. Think Cheat Code Gaming for epic tailgates or backyard movie nights. Level up your next event by booking at cheatcodegaming.com. Sir Grout Pittsburgh is a hard surface restoration company that cleans, repairs, and restores tile, grout, and natural stone in homes and businesses. Sir Grout Pittsburgh, 412-844-2643. Obsessed with pizza? So are they at Slice on Broadway. The 2025 winner of World's Best Cheese Pizza Slice is right here in the Berg with 6 Pittsburgh locations, always serving delicious New York-style pizza, hoagies, and salads. Order yours today. Visit sliceonbroadway.com. For more information, visit 937thefan.com.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Keeping you up to date, even on the weekend.
Did you hear that?
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Warm and sunny today. High of Plexico Burris, 80. And I think the air quality, unhealthy for sensitive groups right now, 137.
It's getting better, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Doesn't smell like something's burning constantly outside, which is nice.
Did you know that was on its way here?
No.
Before, so I told this story yesterday, but you weren't here, so I'll tell it again.
Okay.
I hit the driving range on Friday, because I'm a big golf guy, of course.
Yep.
And then this was like, I don't know, just shy of noon that I was there. So hit some balls for about an hour, got a nice sweat going because it's so stinking hot. Then I went shopping at Target. I was only in there like 20 minutes. It was completely normal when I walked in. I come out 20 minutes later, and it looks like I transported to like the 1950s in downtown Pittsburgh. And from the walk leaving the store to my car, which is about a minute, my eyes started watering.
Yeah.
I was baffled at what happened.
Yeah.
I had no idea that this was going to be. I had heard about when they imploded the bridge just outside of the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Maybe there would be some debris from that, but I was like, that's not going to make it to where I was at Harmerville, I don't think. And then I got a notification on my phone, whoever, WTAE or someone, saying that, this wildfire smoke is making its way through. I had no idea that this was coming.
Neither did
And it hit
I.
me so hard. I don't remember anything that drastically.
I have like a 70 to 80 yard walk to my dumpster and back in my apartment complex. And what day was it really bad? Thursday? Oh,
I thought it was Friday, but maybe I'm misremembering.
Maybe it was Friday. Regardless,
maybe it was
the
Thursday.
one day it was like middle of the afternoon really bad. I was like, I could feel it on the walk back from my dumpster.
It was
taking-
Thursday, by the way.
Yeah,
so
that's what it was.
that's the day that I meant when I was telling that
That's
exciting
okay.
story.
Let's go to the phone lines. Pirates go for the series win this afternoon against the Cleveland Guardians. Jason in Steubenville. My man, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Jack? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, good. Just coming to check the softball fields to see if I have to umpire or not, and they're playable.
Well, that's good.
But I had 2 points I wanted to bring up and get your thoughts on. One, the first one, I remember about maybe a month and a half ago, saying to my buddy, let's get Aroldis Chapman before someone else gets him. When the Red Sox were reeling, but now that they're not reeling, he's definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And my second one was, just wanted your thoughts on yesterday. Like Murzinski, when he pitches, doesn't he get a day of rest per inning he pitches? So he pitched 3 innings. He only thrown 41 pitches. And I was saying, why not let him come out, at least start the ninth? If he gets through it, and you got Matzek available instead of Santana, or in the second game, and then Murzinski's going to rest because, he's not going to pitch for the next 3 days anyway. Then Wednesday he'd be eligible. And if he didn't pitch then, they're off next Thursday. What do you think about that, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, and thanks for the call, Jason. Appreciate talking to you. It's weird. I don't know if this is by design or coincidence. He did pitch Carmen Murzinski 4 innings in that first relief appearance that he had. The whole debacle of him being placed on the restricted list in Houston, comes back, pitches 4 innings, and they won 5-1 on June 4th. And then it was 3 2/3 his last time, or his next time after that, June 10th, in a win against the Dodgers. But in his last 8 quote-unquote bullpen appearances, because he's not really a true relief pitcher, he has not pitched more than 3 innings. It's been either 2 or 3 every time. I don't know if that's by design. When we talk to Matt Clement on these programs, Matt mentions that he thinks that they're trying to put him back into ease him back into maybe a true reliever role, because it's hard to do that. You have to ease into a situation like that when you prepare and all off season and then spend the first half of a season as a starting pitcher. So maybe that's by design. He's trying to pitch less and less, but in the grand scheme of things, I agree completely. Have him try and pitch a 4th inning. Only 41 pitches in game 1 yesterday. Have him try to pitch a 4th inning. I mean, he threw 57 in 3 innings before the break against the Brewers. And then you would have Mattson available in game 2. Hindsight very much 2020 at that point, but yeah. Let's go to JC on the Fan. Hey, JC.
Hey, Jack. Good morning. Here's my problem. You score 3 runs in the top of the 6th, you go up 5-1. Nothing secure with this bullpen. But can't you alter the script and change pitchers, or does Don Kelly not have any power at all? There's a chance with a 4-run lead. Bring in, who knows, at that point.
Or like our last caller said, have Murzinski just pitch the 9th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then with a 4-run lead, and you're into the 6th inning, piggyback off that. Obviously, they have it set up, and I'm not sure Don Kelly has the authority to do it anymore. I think this is coming from up above. Like you said, they have a planned script, and they go with it, and you're losing opportunities here. So, hey, great show. Take care.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Yeah, it goes back to the Ryan O'Hearn 10 RBI game. I think it was 9-2 when Carmen Murzinski came into the game. 3.11, 3.12 ERA after yesterday. Why is that guy pitching in a blowout? The usage of these guys and when they get utilized has made no sense to me. We're up against the break, but we have a real quick about a minute left here for Debbie. Go ahead, Debbie. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm a longtime Pirate fan. I go back to the 70s. So I was at the World Series way back when. I can't stand watching this Santana. I mean, and there seems to be so much wrong with their bullpen. Can they really fix that by a couple pitchers, 1 or 2? And
I think it's 1 or 2, Debbie. I really do. I think with 2 guys they can fix it. And Debbie, I apologize. We're up against the break. I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your Sunday. The problem with, and Jason said it, our caller from Steubenville at the start of the segment here, the Red Sox are now above 500, and they currently hold the final wild card spot in the American League. They ain't trading Chapman. And if they were, the price is way, way up now, but they probably won't do it. And can Ben Cherington navigate a deadline where less teams are sellers because the playoff is expanded as a quote-unquote buyer? I don't have faith. All right, we got to run to a break. When we come back, more of your calls, and we'll take a look ahead to this matchup today, Sunday afternoon, Skeens against Bybee, and how much of a chance you give the Pirates to win the series today, this afternoon at 1:40. All that and more after this right here on The Fan on a Sunday morning.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station, live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Summertime means outdoor gatherings, neighborhood fun, and the summer of savings at Spitzer Toyota. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for $198 per month. Plus, get our lifetime warranty, complimentary maintenance, and Spitzer VIP points.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
TSRP 27494 VIN TP 288304 front-wheel drive model 1852 5K due at signing 36 months. Approved credit through TMS plus title tax license registration 490 doc fee 0 security deposit 10K miles per year ends 8/3/2026.
Hey, it's Pony for Xfinity. Their 5-year price guarantee and same-day Wi-Fi available right now. It is the most intelligent, the smartest Wi-Fi. It can heal itself when there's a problem. It's also the most reliable Wi-Fi for everything. Streaming, gaming, working from home, you name it. Wi-Fi coverage in every corner of your house, from the top of your attic all the way down to your basement floor. There's also a security blanket for your network. That's a big deal. Fiber-powered network with 99.999% reliability. It is built for speed. It can make everything in your home work together. So right now, lock in 5 years of predictability, 5 years on the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi with our best equipment. Plus, get online in minutes. Just like that, with same-day Wi-Fi. The price lock guarantee, 5 years, the same price, no contracts or commitments, and everything you need included, data, equipment, and the most reliable Wi-Fi. That's Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
When you hire our firm, you become part of the family. Nobody messes with family. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
On your job site, downtime isn't just an inconvenience, it's a deal breaker. You need equipment that works as hard as you do and a partner who has your back. Experience the new Case difference at Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Proudly named the 2025 Case Dealer of the Year. Whether you are looking for the latest iron or need expert service to keep your fleet in the dirt, their pros are ready. With thousands of parts in stock, they're here to ensure you're always running at peak efficiency. Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Because with Case Construction, together, we won't back down.
Celebrate Adios Eve at Hollywood Casino at the Meadows on Friday, July 24th. Bring the whole family for an evening packed with live harness racing, delicious food trucks, and the fan favorite wiener dog races. It's the perfect summer night out with fun for all ages. Gates open before the first post at 5:10. Kick off Adios weekend with the family fun night Friday, July 24th at Hollywood Casino at the Meadows.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. 800-738-9900.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines. The Pirates split the doubleheader in Cleveland against the Guardians on Saturday, taking Game 1 7-1. Jared Jones was stellar on the mound. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. Home runs by Jacob Gonzalez, Nick Gonzalez, and Esmeralin Valdez. Pirates, however, squandered a 3-0 lead in the second game, falling 5-3 against the Guardians. They scored 5 runs over the final 2 innings. Travis Bazzana with a 2-run walk-off homer against Dennis Santana. Pirates and Guardians today at 1:40. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon. That's presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Live and local sports news on the weekends? Imagine that. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
This is why weather delays, I was going to say rain delays, but it was smoke postponements. Suck. ESPN says Tanner Bybee's pitching today, but everywhere else says it's Joey Cantillo. Who is it, Sean?
Have I been misleading the masses?
Have you been saying Bybee? Is it terrible? I really don't listen to your headlines. I'm sorry.
No one else does either. No, I thought it was Bybee.
I'm trying to find.
I guess subject to change is the phrase to be used here.
MLB.com says it's Cantillo. I'm trying to find a Guardians beat man.
What about our boots on the ground? What about Jason Mackey?
Tim Stebbins, Guardians reporter for MLB.com. This was yesterday at 12:24. Everyone just backed up a day. Okay, so it's Cantillo today. Bybee pitches on Monday for them. So it's Cantillo today, which means, obviously it's why I was really concerned. Well, not concerned, but wondering, curious, because Bybee's a righty, Cantillo's a lefty. So Cantillo gets the start today, which means you'll probably see Marcell Ozuna in the lineup. And honestly, I'd rather see Bybee. The numbers favor Cantillo, 3.56 ERA, as opposed to Bybee's 3.90 ERA. And the Pirates this season, for as great as their offense has been, the numbers certainly favor right-handed pitching. The Pirates this season against righties, a 267 team batting average, 351 on-base percentage, and a 788 team OPS. Against lefties this season, the team only hitting 251 with an OPS of 715. So you'll probably see Ozuna today in the lineup as the DH as they go for the series win. The biggest key, and on Thursday night, I listed my second half of the season checklist, things that I needed to see out of this team to still believe, to still really be engaged in this ball club when I'm in Latrobe covering the Steelers in a couple of weeks. It was the offense not skipping a beat. We saw that immediately in game one yesterday. Valdezing, Jacob Gonzalez hitting a home run, and Valdez had an RBI double in game two. Bullpen needed to bounce back. They need some guys. Yikes, obviously, in game two. Dennis Santana's got to go. And the third, and one of the more important ones, I think, is you need to see more of the dominant Paul Skeens in the second half of the season, way more often than not. And I have faith it can get done. I'm not super concerned about his health or if he's declining. Paul Skeens, when it's all said and done, 15 years from now, will be one of the greatest starting pitchers ever. And I'm still very optimistic that Skeens can turn it around and have a really good back half. Because entering the All-Star break last year, his ERA was, a lot better, 2.01. I mean, obviously he won the Cy Young last year, right? Finished the season last year with a sub-2 ERA. He had like a 1.88 ERA and 12 starts post-All-Star break last year. Better than the first half. Is it going to be that good? I sure hope so. And I think he's capable of it. But for this team to really have a chance to contend, obviously the bullpen is priorities 1, 2, and 3. But Paul Skeens has to be the Cy Young winning stud way more often than not in the second half. And we'll find out today if he's capable of it at 140. 412-928-9370. Let's go to Dan in Ohio. Hey, Dan.
Hey, good morning, guys. They had a rough game last night. On the pitching, who was the 27th man yesterday? Was it Dotel? I think they said it was Dotel.
Was it technically Dotel or Curtis? I'm not sure. Regardless, Dotel should be available today. He's there.
Yeah.
But Christian Curtis, I said this in the first hour, Dan, nobody heard of him. And he wasn't very good at AA or AAA this season. He had a 4 ERA in high A a year ago. And you get 5 scoreless out of that guy yesterday and you lose? It's inexcusable.
Yeah, they had to win it. I like the Pirates, but I think they are what they are. They're a 500 team. Maybe a few games over, a few games under. Like in the ninth inning, Flores 3-0. That third pitch that he swung at, I don't know about that.
That's the centerpiece of the David Bednar trade. Thank you very much, Dan.
Yep. They need a reliever. Like they said, that Cade Smith, that guy, that's why Cleveland's where they're at. That guy is good. He's big, he's imposing, and Pirates need that. They need that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate the call, man. It's almost like they should have traded David Bednar. Be nice to have that guy, wouldn't it?
I don't blame them for making the move to trade him when they did. The problem is what they got back did not help them short term and might not help them long term.
And this is directly from the man who conducted the trade after the deadline last year. They liked the package more. He basically said they could have got a better player than Rafael Flores, but they liked the package more for David Bednar. And here we are. Hindsight very much 2020. Like, yeah, they should probably still have David Bednar right now because he's pitching really well as the Yankees. He's their closer. And they'll probably see him this week in the Bronx. And he'll probably have a save against his hometown team early in the week. I would actually bet on it. Hindsight very much 2020. Like, I agree with you. They should not have, trading him when they did was logical, but they should have got a better return. And they didn't. And here we are. Let's go to Bob in Leechburg. Hey, Bob, good morning.
Yeah, I think last night in the ninth inning, I never understood why they didn't use Dotel then, because if they had used him in the ninth, you could have probably used him again in the 10th. Another problem with the Pirates is, and I guess this is with a lot of teams, they script things out in advance. Like they'll say, well, we couldn't use Dotel last night because we have to use him today. Well, they really needed to win that game last night, and I think Dotel would have given them a lot better chance than Santana did because they've already lost 3 games with him in the last couple of weeks.
And not even that, and I agree with you, but another example of that, and I think this is scripted too, like you go back and look at the last 8 relief outings from Mlodzinski, and it's been either 2 or 3 innings. Wouldn't it have made a little bit more sense to have him throw a 4th inning in game 1, and that way Matson's available in game 2?
I thought they could have even used, I know they don't use guys 2 games in a row, but I thought they could have used Matson in game 2. I think some of Mlodzinski's stuff is his decision. I really do believe that. If Keller doesn't do well on whenever, Wednesday or Thursday, Mlodzinski's got to go to the starting rotation. Because they can't be messing around with Keller if he's not going to perform well. Another thing is they've got to get rid of Matson today. That roster move should be made this morning.
Santana, you mean?
I mean Santana, yeah. They should DFA him now. Sometimes I just don't think Cherington's aggressive enough or it's assertive enough. And if you listen to his, when Mackey interviews him, he's very nonchalant, very non-committal. Now, you realize, he's not going to tell you what he's doing.
Right.
But he doesn't sound like he's really that worried about making these trades. A lot of times he'll talk about having internal options. I don't see many internal options for him.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I hope they make the playoffs. I think they have the talent that they could, especially offensively. Yeah, they got to do something with his bullpen.
Yeah, the problem, and thanks, Bob. I appreciate it, and I agree.
No.
They've got to DFA Santana. Enough's enough. But I don't know if you could do it today. Because who are you going to replace Dennis Santana with right now internally? Brandon Beddois? Antoine Kelly, who has struggled at the big league level? The DFA of Dennis Santana can't come until they externally add more to this bullpen.
What's the situation with Jose Urquidy?
He is not.
People have been clamoring for him to come up. Now, he's a starter traditionally.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you rather have a guy, even if maybe he's not a true reliever, that seemingly, one, he's been there, done that. There's no doubt about that. But he seemingly is a better option than some of these random guys that they've called up that you just have zero confidence in whatsoever.
It's probably the same philosophy that they have with Carmen Mlodzinski, and I'll take Matt Clement's take on this all the livelong day. The guy literally pitched in the big leagues as a starter for several years and had a great career. Mlodzinski prepared in the offseason as a starting pitcher and spent a majority of the first half of the season as a starting pitcher. It does not do you, anybody, any good to automatically go from preparing as a starter, being quote unquote stretched out. You've got to, it's like a slinky. You've got to wind it back in slowly. And I think that's hopefully the plan for Carmen Mlodzinski, which, to Bob's point, and in theory, I agree. My patience is running thin on Mitch Keller, but the solution is not to put Mlodzinski back in the rotation. You can't now. If Keller's a problem, then they probably need a starting pitcher too. Alex Stumpf has said this time and time again, both on North Shore 9, where he appears regularly, and when I've had him on programs. They might be in the market for a starting pitcher at the deadline too. That's how you fix Mitch Keller. That's how you fix that role in the rotation. You can't just automatically plug Carmen Mlodzinski back into the rotation. That's not how this works. So if the philosophy is the same, which I assume it is, Urquidy is stretched out as well, just at the AAA level. And I don't think they'd be willing to add Jose Urquidy to the big league roster and immediately make him a true relief pitcher after being a starter at the AAA level. The same for a guy like Mike Clevenger, who's down there as well. So who are they really going to replace Dennis Santana with if they DFA him immediately? If it happens right now? Internally, they don't have a whole lot of options. Is Antoine Kelly a better option? Probably not. Is Brandon Beddois? At best, they're probably as good, which still ain't good enough. So yeah, Dennis Santana has to go. But the problem is he can't go until they add externally. And the options are getting few and far between. Jason in Steubenville said it in the last hour. They should have traded for Chapman when the Red Sox sucked. Now they have that final wild card spot in the AL, and they're probably not going to get rid of their closer. There are two guys that I look at. And as far as, the concept of teams being far enough out of it, like the bona fide sellers, because there aren't that many bona fide sellers this day and age in Major League Baseball at this point in the season than there used to be in the past, because the playoff has expanded. And more teams have a crack at the wild card spot, like the Astros, right? They're 6 games below 500 in the American League. They are 47 and 53. Josh Hader is a guy that is being thrown out there as a potential trade target, and I would be totally okay with that. Josh Hader is really, really good. 1.1 ERA. But like the Astros, even though they're 6 games below 500, they're still 3.5 out of a wild card spot. Does Houston truly believe that they're out of it? I don't think so. The Baltimore Orioles are 2 back of a wild card spot in the AL. They're 3 under 500. There's only maybe a half dozen bona fide sellers. The A's, the Royals, and the Angels, for sure in the American League. Like even the Detroit Tigers, 6 below 500, but they're 3.5 out of a wild card spot. The only reason why they might be a seller and trade Tarik Skubal is because they could get a ridiculous haul for Tarik Skubal. But other than that, like the Blue Jays, the Tigers, the Astros, 3.5 back of a wild card spot in the AL. The Padres, Mason Miller, 2 under 500, but they're 3.5 back. It's those 3 in the AL, Angels, A's, Royals, and Mets, Rockies, Giants, and maybe the Reds. But I would have a hard time believing Cincinnati would do business with a team in the division. So there's probably 6 bona fide sellers right now, and the 2 teams that they should target are the Mets and the Rockies, Luke Weaver and Antonio Senzatella. That's who I'm hoping for. 412-928-9370. Let's go to Lou on Neville Island. Hey, Lou.
Hey, boss. I couldn't disagree more. You absolutely can put Carmen back in the rotation. He only pitches 5 innings when he starts anyway. You start him next time. If Keller stinks again, he goes 4 innings and 5 innings, and he'll be back to a standard 5 innings. I'm tired of this. We're being held hostage by Carmen Mlodzinski's and Matt Clement's feelings about him, his age, and his family.
All right, but Lou, let me add another element to this. Mitch Keller has never pitched in relief in his life.
I don't care what you do with Mitch Keller. You can't keep putting him in the rotation at this point. I don't care what you do with him. Waive him. I don't care what he could sit. He could pitch stop-up time. There's games when you're up 8-1. You just mentioned it. Why is Carmen pitching? That can be Keller's game. Anytime you're out of it or way ahead, he can be the mop-up guy because he stinks. And I'm tired of Carmen doesn't sit in the bullpen because he's a big baby. We don't want to upset him. Well, okay, let him be a starter. That's what he's best at. That's what we need right now. He's not going to help you in the bullpen to his full potential, so why not start him? And I don't care what Matt Clement says anymore. This guy's on the air 24 hours a day. That's his opinion. Just because he pitched in the league, that's his feelings, okay? Everybody has their own opinion. He's not God. He's Matt Clement. Great guy, but put Carmen back in the rotation and get in the playoffs and worry about everything else later.
Okay, that's like not even anywhere near the biggest problem with this team, Lou. Thanks for the call. Mitch Keller has never pitched in relief in his life, and they're not going to DFA him. Mitch Keller's contract is pretty lucrative, especially for Bob Nutting's wallet. Marcell Ozuna should have been DFA'd months ago, but they're paying him 8 figures. And the only reason why Marcell Ozuna is still on this team is because of how much money he's making. Mitch Keller is making $16 million. That's more than Marcell Ozuna's making. So if Marcell Ozuna ain't getting DFA'd, Mitch Keller isn't either. And to suggest that they should move Keller to the bullpen is an asinine take because he's literally never pitched there in his life. I'm sorry. Let's go to Jeff in Ohio. Hey, Jeff.
Morning. I missed your earlier part, so you guys might have touched on this, but you're spot on with the bullpen. Obviously, we all know the bullpen's a disgrace. Soto's been awful lately. Santana's been abysmal. But you might have hit on this. The strategic use of the bullpen, I think, was a problem also.
Yep.
Going to an opener when you have a fully rested rotation was just an idiotic decision. And the kid they brought up did a great job, but that's irrelevant because you strain your bullpen automatically because of the strategic use of the opener. It was just a bad move. And the bullpen is so bad that I wanted to touch on this real quick. Even if our starters are good, and we've had some struggles and they haven't gone deep enough, and we all know that, but even if they go, let's say, 6 good innings, we still have 3 innings to cover with the bullpen every night. And it's just impossible to cover every game, every night with the current structure of the bullpen. And we give away, we talk about the blown saves, but how many games were either tied or within striking distance, a 1-2 run game that we gave away because we couldn't hold the lead or keep it close? So I actually think it's in the mid-20s if you think about the games that actually we could have potentially, put in the W column. If we win half of those, the powerhouses in the league. So it's obviously frustrating. I think we're all frustrated. But I like your call on Weaver. I think Luke Weaver would be a tremendous get. And I still go back to with Keller. I agree with you on the bullpen issue. You got to trade him if you're going to get him out of the rotation.
Yeah, and I don't think that a trade like that could happen, Jeff, until after the season. Thanks for the call, and I'm all for that. I'm all for that, especially with Seth Hernandez waiting in the wings. I think there's a starting rotation on the table in 2027 that can A, be really good, and B, not include Mitch Keller. And as somebody who's my patience is also running very, very thin on Mitch Keller, you can't move. You can't move him to the bullpen. It cannot happen. He's never pitched there in his life. 412-928-9370. It's the number of the text line, brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, personal injury law firm, where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Jim, hold on. After the break, we'll be back in a few minutes on a Sunday morning right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. The Pirates won their first game yesterday in Cleveland, but lost the nightcap of the doubleheader. 7-1 victory, followed by a 5-3 defeat. That defeat was particularly painful. The Pirates had a 3-0 lead, but the Guards scored 5 runs over the 8th and 9th innings, capped off by a walk-off 2-run blast by Travis Bazzana against Dennis Santana. Pirates and Guardians today. Paul Skeens against likely Joey Cantillo, it appears. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon, and that is presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's. And by the first ever Infiniti QX65. Even though England and France played for third place, it was a high-scoring match, the highest since 1982. England came out attacking from the start, scoring early in the 3rd minute, the first of 4 goals in the first half. Then France came back in the second half with a brace from Kylian Mbappe, but it was not enough as the 3 Lions take third place 6-4. I'm Fernando Carlos.
84 Lumber has partnered with Anderson Windows and Doors to bring a brand new showroom to Mount Lebanon. From homeowners to industry pros, everyone can see, touch, and interact with various series of Anderson windows and a wide variety of doors to make the most informed decision for their build. 84 Lumber experts are on site to demonstrate product features, answer your questions, and even schedule a visit to the job site for measuring and installation. Your budget matters, and flexible financing options are available. Call today to schedule a personal consultation at 570-507-8015.
Pittsburgh, are you ready to relive the magic? Almost Queen. A tribute to Queen is taking the stage at Rivers Casino on Friday, September 18th. Experience the look, the power, and all the legendary hits all in one place. From Bohemian Rhapsody to Another One Bites the Dust, you'll be dancing all night long. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets and don't miss Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen, live. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are from paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread yard work, in 90-degree weather.
Wow, it is a scorcher out there today.
With a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should get NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Looking for a real deal this July? Smale Kia has you covered. Right now, score the all-new 2026 Kia Seltos S all-wheel drive for just $398 a month for 36 months lease. The best part? Zero do-it signing. Zero down, zero security deposit, and your first payment is already included. Smale Kia makes it easy. Drive home a new Kia Seltos without emptying your wallet. Hurry in to Smale Kia on Route 30 in Greensburg for details, or visit smalekia.com. Available credit through KMF. Not all will qualify. Includes all fees, tax, title, license extra. Ends August 3rd.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. 800-738-9900.
Summertime and it's time to play on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook app. New casino users get up to $500 casino bonus back, plus 500 bonus spins on the hot soccer-themed game. BetParx Go, 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 collect them.
21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. New users only. See BetParx.com for T's and C's. Casino bonus must be wagered. Gambler problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live from the Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. We're here so you don't miss a thing.
I'm turning it up.
Live and local on the weekends. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Twitter. You can watch us there. Brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Route 19 in Peters Township. And 93.7 The Fan, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA and Whammo 107.3. They're partnering to support Pittsburgh public school students for the school year by providing stuffed backpacks for the hashtag Pittsburgh for PPS Back to School event presented by Target Freight Management. You can support by purchasing backpacks or dropping off at a location near you. For details, visit 937thefan.com. Brought to you by Rugby Realty and Pittsburgh Regional Transit. Bucks and Guards, 140. Joey Cantillo, the lefty, goes for Cleveland against Paul Skeens. And you'll be able to listen to it right here on The Fan. 412-928-9370 is the number as we continue to react to yesterday. A split, a win in game one, stinger, an unfortunate loss in game two to Cleveland. Pirates go for the series win this afternoon. Let's go to the phones. Find Jim in Monaca. Jim, thanks for staying on hold and being patient, brother. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I just want to throw this out there. You probably can't do anything with Keller. I mean, that is the one thing that if you have an expectation of Ben Cherington to somehow send him out and get something good back, it's kind of like being in fantasy football, right? You got your buddy that drafted 2 dolts at quarterback, and he wants to trade you his 2 dolt quarterbacks for your top 5 quarterback.
That's it doesn't make sense. That's a really good comparison. I appreciate that, and I absolutely agree. Because what can you do? Right? I mean, like, they're not going to DFA the guy. Do they need a starter at the deadline? I mean, it's not priority 1 or 2 or maybe 3. I think that all goes to the bullpen. But, like, yeah, I would take a better starter in the rotation over Mitch Keller in a heartbeat, but you're not going to send him to the bullpen. That's wasting one of your 26 roster spots. And if they're not DFAing Marcell Ozuna, who makes $12 million, they're certainly not DFAing Mitch Keller, who makes $16 million, who got, once upon a time, a pretty lucrative and long contract extension and was thought of as like the ace of the pitching staff once upon a time. You know, if Mitch Keller is no longer going to be a Pirate, that move is going to happen in the offseason. It's not going to happen now.
I 100% agree, and that's because the only way you would be able to get rid of Keller, and I just like to go back and forth with you on 2 other things.
Yeah.
The only way you can get rid of Keller by the deadline is someone that is so emphatically terrible at their record this year that they think that they can use Keller next year and they're high on him for some reason. And maybe that's a team that, I don't know where Mitch Keller's from, but maybe that's a team that resides in his hometown. Now, in accordance with that, I will say this. There are things you can do. And I want to be absolutely clear when I say this. Trading Cruz for 2 really good arms for your bullpen makes sense, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Unless that would be my second option to trade Cruz, unless you cannot package prospects to get what you need to fix this by the end of the Yankee series. And the reason why I bring up Cruz is, now my data here is a bit stale. I calculated this Friday. The bullpen so far through 97 games had given up 4.6 and change runs per 9 innings pitched. Okay. O'Neal Cruz is giving you a value of 0.6 and change runs, or like runs scored or RBIs. He's worth 0.6 and change runs per 9 inning when he plays. So if you give up 0.6 something runs per 9 innings to bring 4.6 down to maybe sub 3 or 3, that is an entire run you've gained in equity towards winning. So I'm okay with that. But like I said, you know, there's something, and maybe it's more than just Pittsburgh, but I hear it all the time. And it drives me insane when people are just like, hey, you know what, let's go quantity over quality. Even though we're trading 5 players that have no business being in the MLB, it's going to look really good to the Red Sox. We were never going to get Chapman because there was 3 other teams. The Yankees were one of them. There's a debacle there. Chapman does not like the GM at the Yankees. And they came out and they said the same thing Cherington did. And they said, look, we know we're significantly behind, but we have not given up, and we feel we have a really good shot to get back in it. And they did. So that wasn't a lie either. I'm sure Cherington was looking at it. But again, relievers are so, I told Crowley and Dorn this, or I'm sorry, I told Jeff Hathorn this. I don't know what a trade looks like anymore because across the league, so many starting pitchers are going 5, maybe 6 or less innings per game on average that it makes relief pitching so much more value.
Yep. And you combine...
So you're going to have to give up that said value to get value back.
And you combine that with the fact that, like, all of these teams, right? Like, I said there's probably only 6 bona fide sellers right now, where 5 years ago when it was still a 4-team playoff, you know, that number might be double on July 13th. You know, you don't really know who's a buyer and a seller until literally the deadline. And that's what's a shame. And also, too, like... And even for a team that might be a fringe playoff team like the Red Sox, they would have to be really, really, or the Padres for that matter with Mason Miller, they would have to be incredibly and unbelievably blown away for an offer for Chapman or for Miller to really pull the trigger on it. And that's why, you know, you really have to overpay at the deadline for really good relief pitching. And to your point on Cruz, go ahead.
You bring up a really good point on that last point you made. Look at the logjam. I mean, if you do end up having to trade a roster player that you value quite a bit, like a Cruz, you would naturally want to trade him to the opposite league. And the logjam in the American League, I mean, there's guys that are 2 games under 500 that are 1 game out of a wild card spot, for God's sake.
Yep.
You certainly don't want to trade him in the division. So that leaves you other NL teams probably looking at like the Rockies, the Giants, the Astros. Like, you play those guys at least 3 series a year. Do you really want to face somebody that's a major weapon? That's a really good point by you.
Yeah. Jim, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it. And as far as Oneil Cruz goes, I get it. And I get why people want to move on from him now, because you think it would be a pretty valuable chip that can help you right now. But I am still partial to Oneil Cruz and what he can provide. And, you know, and this might go against a little bit from what I've said, where I'm tired of hearing about the future and down the road, because it's been put up or shut up time for this regime for the last couple of years. I'm still very partial to what Oneil Cruz can provide you next year. And that's also a tough point too, right? Because we don't know what next year will include, if it would even include baseball at all. But you go into 2027, right? You bring back pretty much everybody except for Brandon Lau right this very minute. And I don't want to go into 2027 with a lot of this core back and have Jake Mangum be the everyday center fielder for 162 games. Oneil Cruz at his best is unbelievably valuable to this team. And yeah, can he help you now? Maybe. Or can trading him now help you? Maybe. But I'm still partial to what he can provide you in this lineup in the future. And that also includes post August 8th or whenever the hell he can come back. 412-928-9370. Sam Burns 2 up on Siwoo Kim. And the rest of the field tees off in about 50 minutes. This open update brought to you by True Green, the official lawn care provider of the PGA Tour and Conley Resort and Golf Club. Your tee times are now made easy with their new virtual wait list. Let's go to Anthony in Oakland before we go to break. What's up, Anthony? Good to talk to you.
Thank you. You know, today is a very key game. Hopefully they'll score enough runs where Skeens doesn't have any pressure. But he may have to go 9 innings today.
I don't know. 9's aggressive, but I agree with the line of thinking. Skeens needs to at least go 7 today. At least, yeah, I mean, bare minimum.
After last night, I don't trust that bullpen whatsoever. And somebody has to pay the price for this. Because if this season unravels, it will be because of the bullpen. And what a shame that would be.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it would be a shame. Anthony, you've watched this team a hell of a lot longer than I have. Why couldn't this bad of a bullpen happen when they were 62 and 100 like 2 years ago? Yeah, I've been asking that question for months. Why does it have to be during the best offense we've seen from this team in this town in over a decade? Why? It just, I mean, it's like we can't catch a freaking break, man.
No. Well, it's like whack-a-mole, because all we've had for the past 10 years was a horrible offense. They finally correct the offense, and now the relief pitching goes sour. So something has to be done. I'm not going to blame everything on the general manager here, but he has to make some moves, because how demoralizing was it for that team yesterday who knows they're in striking distance and seeing their bullpen just throw it all away.
And it's the same culprits every time, too, Anthony. Thanks for the call. It's Santana and it's Soto. The two guys that you employed at the beginning of the season to be your 8th and 9th inning guys. And they both just have not lived up to their end of the bargain. But as far as today goes, with the combination of the bullpen being a little bit more taxed and the bullpen just being bad, Skeens has to be hotter than a skillet at your local diner, frying up pancakes this morning. 7 innings, 1 run, or 7 shutout innings. It's got to happen today. 412-928-9370. Get back to the phones when we come back. We'll take a little bit more of a dive into Joey Cantillo when we come back from the break, too. We're with you until 10 o'clock this morning, taking you up to FanDuel's More Ways to Win. And then it's our Pirate coverage following that, leading you up to a 1:40 first pitch between the Guardians and the Buccos. Paul Skeens has to be good today against the Cleveland Guardians and Joey Cantillo, a lefty, which makes me believe you'll see Marcell Ozuna in the lineup today, probably as the designated hitter. So that's what's on tap today, and we'll dive into Cantillo's numbers a little bit when we come back here on a Sunday morning. Jack Kilgrove with you until 10 o'clock on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
With your fan headlines, this is Sean Myers. The Pirates split their double dip in Cleveland against the Guardians Saturday, a 7-1 victory followed by a 5-3 defeat. In that second game, a walk-off 2-run homer by Travis Bazzana against Dennis Santana. The Guardians scored their 5 runs over the final 2 innings of play. Pirates look to win the series today in Cleveland. 1:40 the first pitch. Paul Skeens against Joey Cantillo is the matchup. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon. That's presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, you can visit 937thefan.com.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi, North Huntington. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishi, like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Finance yours today for 0% APR for 72 months. And ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance. Plus, every new Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi includes 2 years of limited maintenance standard.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi, North Huntington. Call 724-995-3658 for offer details.
Catastrophic injuries bring emotional strain, physical pain, and financial stress. You don't have to face it alone. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM today. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
Alex Goen patented hypnosis. Stop smoking, no cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. In town July 23rd. Sign up at alexgoen.com. That's alexgoen.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used a trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal. We got a big deal too, right, Mom? Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here,
we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Summertime means outdoor gatherings, neighborhood fun, and the summer of savings at Spitzer Toyota. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for $198 per month. Plus, get our lifetime warranty, complimentary maintenance, and Spitzer VIP points.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
TSRP 27494, VIN TP 288304, front-wheel drive model 1852, 5K due at signing, 36 months. Approved credit through TMS plus title tax license registration, 490 doc fee, 0 security deposit, 10K miles per year, ends 8/3/2026.
BetMGM Sportsbook is giving you the chance to win a prize every day during baseball season. Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Log in every day for your chance to win. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your swing. If you get a hit, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet. Just log into your BetMGM Sportsbook account and visit your promotion section to access the Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Swing for the Fences every day with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets expire in 7 days. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Relive the legendary sound of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers when the Broken Hearts take the stage live at Jurgles on Friday, July 24th. Sing along to timeless hits like American Girl, Free Fallin', and more in an electrifying night of classic rock nostalgia. Tickets are available now at Jurgles.com. The Broken Hearts, tribute to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live at Jurgles Friday, July 24th. Celebrate the songs that defined a generation. Another Drusky Entertainment event.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. We're talking all things Pittsburgh sports all weekend.
You're doing it all weekend, too?
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
In the spirit of a golf major taking place, Sean, have you ventured into Netflix and watched the new Will Ferrell show, The Hawk?
No, but I saw your ex reaction.
Horrible. And it's actually quite a shame how much Will Ferrell has fallen off. I mean, it is.
I've been anti-Will Ferrell from the start, and I know that's very unpopular.
Yeah, no, it's a very unpopular take, and it wouldn't sit well with the PM team, all three of them. But this new Will Ferrell show is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And it's like...
Give me a quick premise of it.
So he's like John Daly.
Okay.
So he's a golfer that was once upon a time a top player in the world, one major shy of a career Grand Slam, and he's like milling around on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Does he smoke and drink quite a bit?
Yeah, smokes and drinks.
Hangs out with Pomp at soccer matches?
Maybe. He's got like bad tan lines and dresses funny and has a visor, so he like looks like John Daly.
Yeah, I could totally see Will Ferrell playing this role.
Molly Shannon plays his ex-wife, who's trying to like push this new hard tea that she's been selling. But their kid is Jimmy Tatro, if you're familiar with his work.
I'm not.
22 Jump Street, Real Bros of Simi Valley.
I feel like Joel Nelson right now.
Couple of, I mean, those are, yeah. But yeah, I'm a fan of Jimmy Tatro. I think he's funny. And Jimmy Tatro plays their son, who's on the PGA Tour and is really come into his own as like the next up-and-coming star. And the whole premise of the show is that Will Ferrell's trying to get back onto the PGA Tour and complete the career Grand Slam. It's terrible. It's awful. It's the second worst thing I think I've was semi-interested in going in and absolutely hated. You know what the worst was?
What's that?
Remember when everybody thought Bert Kreischer was very funny? The Machine?
Yeah.
They had that movie about that story he told in his stand-up when he was like a student in college and went overseas. And I think Jimmy Tatro was in that movie and played him. Got caught with the Russian mob. It's like a whole thing it's literally the stand-up bit that made him famous.
Okay.
So they made a movie about that story. I walked out of the theater in the middle of the movie.
I have never done that.
It was the only time.
Although I guess we found out Donnie did that to some extent.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, it wasn't anything like that. I mean, I forget exactly what took place in the movie, but it was so stupid. You know who I was with? Channel 4's reporter extraordinaire, good friend Edward Diorio. We walked out of the theater in the middle of the movie and went home. It was terrible. And Will Ferrell's new show, The Hawk, on Netflix is just absolutely abysmal. And is a shame because, Will Ferrell, all-time great comedic actor, and Molly Shannon, once upon a time on Saturday Night Live, was also very funny. And the two of them together were hilarious. And they both suck in this show. It's terrible.
My biggest issue with Will Ferrell, and I had the same thing with Adam Sandler, and I know I'm hypocritical here.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, did you see he called Nantucket Public Safety this weekend and asked where he can hoop on Nantucket?
He is a big-time hooper.
It wasn't the emergency line, and I think a lot of people got irritated because they thought he called 911. It was the non-emergency line, and it was recorded.
Which is appropriate.
And he just called the public safety office on Nantucket, was like, hey, man, I'm visiting this weekend. Where can I play basketball publicly? It's very funny.
Usually you could just go to Google for that type of stuff.
I don't know. He's trying to get the local perspective.
Both of them. And Sandler, I think, definitely has shifted away from this. Speaking of basketball, I thought Hustle was a very entertaining movie where he played, like a basketball agent, right?
Yeah.
For such a long time in the 90s and into the early 2000s, and then with Ferrell, probably the same time frame, but maybe, I don't know, half decade after and beyond, they played the same level of idiot every single time that it just it was just lost on me playing like the dumbest person. Now that said, I do enjoy Chris Farley and Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. I know that's kind of the same thing, but I just could not get into Will Ferrell being the dumbest guy possible every single time, and it felt like almost all of his movies were like that. And I know there's some that aren't, but that was the main issue I had. Is it was just appealing to the lowest common denominator of just being the most moronic person possible.
Yeah. I disagree, but I kind of...
But you could see that as like a common trend through most of his movies, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, but I find them funny.
I do enjoy Old School, but again, I didn't really like his character.
Luke Wilson is in this.
Yeah.
Luke Wilson's in this new show, too.
Okay.
Old School is just absolutely phenomenal. It is so funny. Frank the Tank might be one of my favorite Will Ferrell characters. Frank the Tank and Alan in The Other Guys.
Again, Frank the Tank is just like a complete
iconic
moron, though, right?
Yeah.
Like dumber than anyone that
he's going
you and I have ever
streaking
met.
through the quad and into the gymnasium.
Yes. You know who I really like in that movie?
Vince Vaughn?
No, a guy that has ties to sports broadcasting. He's a jerk.
I'm drawing a blank.
Craig Kilborn.
Who does he play in that movie?
He's the jerk. He's like, oh, I saw him feeling up a woman in the bathroom or whatever.
Oh.
He used to be on SportsCenter.
He was. Way back in the day.
Yes. And then he was a late night host after David Letterman, and I really enjoyed him in that role. Big sports fan.
There you have it. All right, before we run to the break here, and we've got an hour left, so Paul in Washington, please stay patient. Joey Cantillo is going to start today for the Guardians, it seems like, which changes things because he's a lefty. Tanner Bybee, who was slated to start today against Skeens, is a righty, and this Pirate offense is, for as good as it's been, and still pretty decent against left-handed pitching. They've been much better, the Pirates have, against righties than lefties. And Cantillo, leading into the All-Star break, was really, really good. 3 starts in July, a 1.80 ERA, went 5 innings, all 3 starts in the month of July. July 1st against the Rangers, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 5, but still had a pretty good start against the Rangers. They won. July 7th at Minnesota, they lost 3-1, but that was the bullpen's fault. He went 5 scoreless, 6 hits, 7 Ks. And then his final start before the All-Star break, 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts against the Marlins a week ago. So Cantillo today, riding high into the break. Skeens, to a lesser extent, pitching well into the All-Star break as well, or at least bounced back enough into the All-Star break, did the Pirates ace. And as I mentioned before, and I'll say it again, that guy needs to be the Cy Young winner more often than not in the back half of this regular season, and especially today. Skeens needs to go 7 innings today with this bullpen, especially the way it's been trending and it being a little bit more taxed. 7 innings is what I am expecting out of the Pirates ace today. But again, trending up 6 innings in that 12-4 win, the Ryan O'Hearn game on July 7th. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, struck out 4, 5 1/3 last Sunday against the Brewers, struck out 7, 2 earned runs. So he's trending up, and you need to see a dominant performance from Skeens today, in my opinion. Fan Weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. High of 80 today, Plexco Burris. Paul, stay patient. We'll be back in a few moments here as we get ready for our final hour on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. This morning, we'll dive into the Sunday same-game parlay as half 2 of the season begins with the Sunday SGP. Coming up in a couple of minutes right here on 93.7 The Fan.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. 93.7 The Fan. Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
At ramofpittsburgh.com, it's Ram Truck Month. Bring us your best offer on any new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram truck, and we're going to beat it. No games, it's as easy as that. Visit ramofpittsburgh.com for all the details. We truly are Pittsburgh's Ram store.
You decide which artists play live at Jennerstown Speedway on August 23rd. Vote and win prizes for free at rocktheraceway.com. Grab your tickets and watch the top 4 compete for their share of $15,000. rocktheraceway.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. The Pirates won 7-1 in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday in Cleveland. Jared Jones earned the victory. 5 innings, he had 9 strikeouts. Jacob Gonzalez in his Pirates debut, Nick Gonzalez and Esmeralyn Valdez all homered. However, the Pirates dropped the nightcap against the Guardians 5-3. The Guards scoring 5 runs over the final 2 innings. Travis Bazzana, a walk-off 2-run homer against Dennis Santana. Pirates and Guardians once again today. Paul Skeens gets the ball for the Buccos, 1:40 the first pitch. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, you could visit 937thefan.com.
Live and local, even on the weekends. Let's go! Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
All right, an hour left. Taking you up until 10 o'clock. FanDuel's More Ways to Win with Pony at 10. Pirates coverage follows. 1:40 first pitch. Pittsburgh and Cleveland in Cleveland. Skeens against Cantillo. Sunday same game parlay. I'm still contemplating. So I apologize. We're going to save that for the next segment. And I'm open to suggestions. Tweet them at me, at Jack_Hillgrove. Follow me, please and thank you. As we get set for this Sunday matchup, we have to hit one. I have one leg down, 4 to go. If you're in the YouTube chat, fire those in there as well, and we'll build this thing together. 412-928-9370. Our man Paul in Washington's been very patient. Paul, thanks for staying on hold, brother.
Mr. Hillgrove.
You know you can call me Jack. You know that, Paul. I don't think you've ever called me Jack once in your life. It's always Mr. Hillgrove, which I appreciate, but Mr. Hillgrove's my dad and my grandpa, so if you can call me... Hello?
Yeah, what'd you say, Jack?
I said, there it is. I said, I don't think you've ever called me Jack once in your life. It's always been Mr. Hillgrove.
Well, that's out of respect to your grandfather,
but I'm not him.
And you being a Baldwin alumni. But anyhow, Jack, if it'll make you happy, I'm sitting there watching the game last night, and as soon as they pulled that kid Curtis out of the game, I started having the Bob-nutting fear why he ever hired Ben Cherington and why, in turn, they ever gave Donnie Kelly a job. Because I would have left Curtis in. He was pitching good. He was doing okay. But once again, the bullpen that we are doomed by kills us. Any hope is tore my heart out because we had a 3-0 lead. Now, Bob Nutty, turn your radio up, Bob. I know you're listening down there in West Virginia. If your president of baseball operations has a pair of stones, he needs to fire Ben Cherington and Don Kelly, and especially that horrible pitching coach. And he needs to do it today because this season is going down the drain. What's the definition of insanity, Mr. Hillgrove? Doing the same thing over and over again, like Perry Soto and Santana, and thinking you're going to win. I got to get a phone. My blood pressure is blowing up. Have a good day, Mr. Hillgrove.
Paul, good to talk to you, man. Yeah, the definition of insanity is what they've been doing with Dennis Santana, without a doubt. I don't get it. I really don't understand the high leverage situations time and time again. You know, I said, and this was not too long ago, I said that, you know, if they add externally, if they add a Weaver and a Senzatella, the two guys I'm kind of keeping my eye on, and the Angels have a couple of guys too, and I've targeted them. The Los Angeles Angels is a potential trade partner for the last month, 6 weeks, it seems like. Regardless, if they add two bona fide late inning studs to this bullpen, I said once upon a time, then that frees up a guy like Dennis Santana and Gregory Soto to pitch in less leverage situations. It's kind of really the same line of thinking as we talked about Cruz and Reynolds in this lineup last year. Maybe they just need some insurance in that lineup to succeed and play well. And you saw that from Cruz before he went down, and you've seen it from Reynolds all season long, getting lineup support from Lau and O'Hearn and now Valdez. And Nick Gonzalez is hitting better because of it too. You know, the same line of thinking, again, once upon a time, could be said for Dennis Santana. Get some bona fide back-end stud bullpen help and have Dennis Santana be in a 6th or a 7th inning role. And it's fine. We are now to the point with Dennis Santana where I think we're too far gone. It is over. The ERA is north of 6 and has been for some time. I'm done. It has to be done. But it can't be done until they add, and they should do it today. I will call on the general manager, Ben Cherington, now. You better have at least one external bullpen option join this team in the Bronx this week. You need it. You need it immediately. Will it happen? Probably not. But they need a Senzatella. They need a Weaver. They need a... I don't know, Sean, are your Mariners sellers?
Nope. There's again, I agree with you. I think there's probably 6 teams right now that are realistically selling.
Yeah.
Now, that said, there's scenarios where you can make a baseball trade with another team that's in contention, strength for strength. I think that that's something that we don't really talk about a lot. Maybe there's a team that has a bullpen guy that would be better served as a trade chip, and you can get him from another contender if you give that team something that they want, which is probably a bat. I would consider that. Maybe we've talked about Mitch Keller. He's not going to be DFA'd, right?
No.
He's not going to be sent to the minors. But is there a scenario where he could be traded for another guy that's maybe underperforming on a bigger contract? Perhaps. And maybe that's a relief pitcher. And you're hoping that a fresh start will help both guys. Those are scenarios that do exist where you can get someone out of the pen on another team that's a contender, or at least close enough that they're not willing to just completely sell off, but they are willing to make a baseball trade to upgrade another area that's a weakness that could be potentially a strength for the Pirates, like an outfielder.
Yeah. Sorry, I was listening. I'm just trying to throw together the parlay here.
It's okay. I could keep stalling for you if you'd like.
How do we feel about Brian Reynolds today?
I'd say strong to quite strong.
Okay. That's 3. We've got 3 of the 5. Game decisions going on there as well.
Mm-hmm. You feel like you're Don Kelly right now, trying to on the fly.
Yep.
Not that easy, huh?
I need one more leg. A 5th leg, if you will. 412-928-9370. It's the number to join the conversation. It's also the number of the Edgar Snyder and Associates fan text line. Edgar Snyder, the personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Again, it's Cantillo today against Skeens. And Cantillo, 3 starts in July with an ERA in the month of July of 1.8. For Paul Skeens, trending up. That start against the Phillies, 7 earned runs, kind of really dampened how he was trending. Well, not trending, but wasn't really... Actually, 2 starts against the Phillies this season. 1 at home in May, and then at the beginning of the month, that have kind of ballooned his ERA. And there have been concerns about Skeens, but I'm ready to put those to bed. I think Paul Skeens is in store for a really, really good back half of the season here. I said this on Thursday night. I'm putting the benchmark at sub 3 ERA in his final 12, 13 starts, whatever it ends up being in the back half of the regular season.
Did you think it was weird that he was very positive about how his season's gone?
No, because I think he's a very confident guy.
Well, confidence for him saying, like, I'm fine and it's going to be a good second half makes a lot of sense. But I think him saying basically he's felt good about how he's pitched when he's clearly not been anywhere close to the last 2 years is a little perplexing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit, because I wouldn't put it past a guy like Paul Skeens to hold himself accountable and say, I suck right now. And by Skeens standards, especially after the Phillies start at the beginning of the month, he was kind of sucking. But no, I'm not surprised. I think a lot of that publicly kind of stems from how he views himself as a starter in the league. And maybe it's a little bit delusional on his end, but I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, he was still sub 3 until the end of June. That crappy start against the Reds to close out the month put him above 3, and then it kind of all unraveled from there.
It was against what, Philly, that he really maybe
his
had
ERA
his worst
jumped
start?
from, it was his worst start of the season for sure. 4 innings, 7 runs. He had a 3.1 after that start against the Reds on the 26th of June. And then after the Phillies start on July 1st, it ballooned to a 362, which is as high as it's ever been. But, I mean, he was, like in the month of May, he was Paul Skeens, a 162 ERA, 38 strikeouts to 5 walks. That was in April. May, not as good, but 36 strikeouts to only 5 walks. And then June, 8 walks, and it kind of blew up from there, a 358 mark in the month of June. And the ERA, only 3 starts in July, is 646. So it hasn't been trending. I mean, he's bounced back. A couple of wins in his last 2 starts. But again, with the positive momentum riding into the All-Star break, combined with the All-Star break, and not throwing in the All-Star game, you should have a pretty hard reset from Paul Skeens. And that's why I say sub 3 ERA in the second half of the season here. Fan Twitter, watch us there, brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19 in Peters Township. Leslie, a YouTube frequenter, says, Jack, it takes longer than a couple of minutes to make a parlay. In theory, it does, Leslie. And that's probably
a good, well-researched parlay, perhaps.
And that's probably why we haven't hit one all season long. But damn it, we're going to keep trying. 412-928-9370. You know what's funny? And I'm not going to lie, we all get busy. Sometimes when I prep for the show the night before, I have time to throw the parlay together. Other times when I'm a little bit pressed for time, I throw it together during a commercial break. I have sat down and researched parlays the night before game, and they haven't hit. And I've
so you went the other way.
Yeah, and I've slapped them together in a commercial break in a couple of minutes, and they also don't hit. And they either hit or they don't. So we're just going to keep doing it until we hit one. And then once we hit one, we're going to celebrate obnoxiously.
May I circle back on something from earlier this segment, Jack?
You absolutely can, Sean.
Okay, thank you. So do you feel like sometimes you just look at different rosters or different players and say, that's a guy that I haven't really heard linked, but I think could make sense for a trade, and then you take a little pride if that actually does come to fruition?
Yeah.
I have a name here that I've not heard at all.
Okay.
But I think could be a potential fit for the Pirates bullpen.
Lay it on me.
He's an expensive guy, and he's a proven closer, but he's not in that role right now. And he's on a team that is almost certainly not going to make the playoffs and would probably be willing to sell if they can get something back that they need, which would probably be offense. Jeff Hoffman of Toronto, who was their closer last year and is very well known as being the guy who could not close out Game 7 of the World Series. He had 33 saves last year. He's having a mediocre season this year, but he's a guy that has a very good track record. He's on a bigger contract, but one that the Pirates could afford, especially if they send something out the other way in terms of maybe a bigger contract. And I think Toronto desperately needs some offense that maybe it would make sense that they'd be willing to ship off Hoffman to get something like that in return.
Can I rebuttal? Because the contract's very similar with a guy like Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver is making $11 million right now and $11 million next year. Hoffman's making 12.6 right now and then 12.6 next year. Very similar. They're not going to get both of those guys. I have a hard time believing that Bob Nutting's going to pay 2 relievers 8-figure contracts in the same year. I just doubt it. I would much rather have Weaver than I would
doubt.
Hoffman.
And I think about 15 teams in baseball would also much rather have Weaver. So you get into a bidding war where maybe, would you give up Florentino to get Luke Weaver?
If that's what it takes, yeah, I think I would.
What if you maybe only have to give up, I don't know, let's say the password to get Hoffman? That's the difference, right? Because if you're getting Weaver, difference. You're giving up something of significant value because you have to basically put together a better offer than what any number of teams that would be bidding for his services would would give you. Whereas a guy who's maybe not as coveted right now, you don't have to give up something like that. And you're hoping, can we use the Pirates in the past would use reclamation projects in the bullpen, and it seemed like it worked. And now it's the complete opposite this year.
Yeah, I'm not putting any faith in Bill Murphy being able to handle a reclamation project in a bullpen. Here's the deal. If it was, would I rather do the Florentino for Luke Weaver or the password for Jeff Hoffman? I would actually rather do Florentino for Luke Weaver. Despite having, 33 saves last year, the ERA for Hoffman in Toronto was only .437, and it's worse this year. That's way more the same for a top 5 prospect in your system. So if you're going to place it on the barometer of giving up a top 5 prospect for a relief pitcher, I would much rather give up a top 5 prospect for a relief pitcher that is significantly better, miles better, eons better than anything you've had out of your bullpen at all this year, versus giving up a top 5 prospect for a guy with an ERA that is run-of-the-mill with Isaac Mattson and Mason Montgomery. I understand that there's a drop-off there from Florentino to the password as far as a quality of prospect, but I would do it, and I know Mark in Fort Lauderdale, who watches a lot of those guys, said that Florentino reminds him of Al Oliver, and that is one hell of a comp, and one that I'm excited to potentially see play out at the major league level. But at some point with Paul Skeens, at some point with this offense, it's put up or shut up time. And I think people that have the take of, and I would side more on this than not, of I'm good with giving up anybody not named Seth Hernandez, especially for a guy like Luke Weaver that's going to be around next year if there's baseball under contract. I think you have to be okay with it. 412-928-9370. Coming up next, the Sunday same game parlay. We're 4 legs in. I need a 5th. Tweet them at me. Text them in. Comment on the YouTube chat. And if you don't, I'll try and beat you to it in the commercial break. We'll get to that and more before we wrap up at 10 o'clock. I'm Jack Hillgrove at Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
After splitting their doubleheader in Cleveland against the Guardians on Saturday, the Pirates winning 7-1 in the first game, falling 5-3 in the second game. They'll look to win the series today against the Guardians. 140 the first pitch. Paul Skeens for the Buccos. We believe Joey Cantillo opposes for Cleveland. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon. That's presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more of those headlines, visit 937thefan.com.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Didier Deschamps won the World Championship with France as a player in '98, a coach in 2018, but will end his 14 years in charge of Les Bleus in 4th place. Declan Rice scored in the 3rd minute, the first of 4 goals for England in the first half. Then it was France on the attack in the second half. Kylian Mbappe scored a brace, but it was not enough in a 6-4 match, giving England 3rd place. I'm Fernando Carlos.
Pittsburgh, are you ready to relive the magic? Almost Queen. A tribute to Queen is taking the stage at Rivers Casino on Friday, September 18th. Experience the look, the power, and all the legendary hits all in one place. From Bohemian Rhapsody to Another One Bites the Dust, you'll be dancing all night long. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets and don't miss Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen, live. We'll see you there.
84 Lumber has been building America for 70 years. Whether you're a homeowner starting your first project or a pro on the job, 84 Lumber offers the kind of personalized expertise you won't find in a big box store. They're more than just lumber. From windows and doors to siding, trim, and decking, 84 Lumber has the materials you need to get it done right. With 14 locations across Pittsburgh, there's one near you. Visit 84lumber.com to find your store. 84 Lumber, your hometown building partner for 70 years.
Citizens is your live entertainment partner in Pittsburgh. Cardholders get access to presale tickets and skip the line entry at 2 of Pittsburgh's hottest venues. Shouldn't you have the debit or credit card that offers exclusive perks? Elevate your concert-going experience at the brand new Citizens Live at the Wiley or the recently renovated Roxy Theater presented by Citizens. Learn more at citizensbanklive.com/Pittsburgh-music. Again, that's citizensbanklive.com/Pittsburgh-music. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. 800-738-9900.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. A robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Have you noticed that every service company these days is owned by some giant corporation with zero personality and no personal touch? Yeah, no thanks. Gherkin Roofing is still family-owned, truly local, and when you call, a human answers. One with a pulse and probably a Pittsburgh accent. They do roofing, siding, gutters, and win awards year after year for their customer service. So if you want a contractor that picks up the phone, shows up, and treats you like a neighbor, because they are one, call The Pickle. Gherkin Roofing, always local and friendly, 724-515-5551. Point!
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Summertime, and it's time to play on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook app. New casino users get up to $500 casino bonus back, plus 500 bonus spins on the hot soccer-themed game. BetParx Goal, 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 collect them.
21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. New users only. See BetParx.com for T's and C's. Casino bonus must be wagered. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Alex Goen patented hypnosis. Lose weight, destroy cravings, late day binges, stress eating, no hunger, no willpower. Only $59.99 or your money back. In town July 23rd. Sign up at AlexGoen.com. That's AlexGoen.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. If it matters in Pittsburgh sports, we're talking about it. Even on the weekend.
That's cool.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Scotty Scheffler doing Scotty Scheffler things at Royal Birkdale, making a push. Scotty is 3 under through 7, has a birdie putt on 8 to try and move to 8 under for the tournament, which would put him 2 back. Cam Young, 5 under through his first 10, hitting into 11 green and fell just short and rolled back. He'll have to chip up and try and get up and down for par. But Cam Young, 5 under, now 2 back at 8 under for the championship. Scheffler's 3 under today, 7 under, 3 back. Everybody chasing Sam Burns, who tees off in a matter of moments, 10 under, looking for his first major championship victory in his career. This Open Update brought to you by True Green, the official lawn care provider of the PGA Tour, and Lynch Golf Sales of Pine Creek. If you aren't being fit outdoors, you aren't being fit. Sunday Same Game Parlay comes up after we talk to our man Chuck in Uniontown. Chuck, good morning to you, good sir. How are you?
Good to talk to you. It would have been better to talk to you after a double-header sweep, but that's neither here nor there.
I know.
Yeah. I was hoping that would have been fleshed out when Mike Yastrzemski hit that Grand Slam in that game against Atlanta. I was hoping that was the end of the first half. That stuff belonged to the first half, and it wouldn't happen again, but it obviously did. But anyhow, I want to make some points here. Number one, I think Carmen Mlodzinski is being grossly misused. Why don't they make Carmen Mlodzinski the closer? He is the only really effective person in that bullpen consistently.
Yeah, and has been since he's moved to that role, Chuck. I mean, again, like I think they're inching closer and closer to him being a true reliever and trying to get him reeled in from, being a starter and preparing to be a starter and being stretched out. If it gets to that point, if they finally feel comfortable with Carmen Mlodzinski being able to pitch one inning in back-to-back days like a true reliever, I'm with you. Let that guy pitch in the 9th inning or at least the 8th inning, because you hit the nail on the head. He has been the most consistent and shut-down guy out of that bullpen since he's been moved there.
What are they waiting for, Jack? Tons of wasting.
I know.
They're not going to make the playoffs if they keep up like this. I'm sorry.
I agree.
They've done so many wonderful things this year, but it's going to ruin it all. The other thing I want to say is this, two things I want to say is this. I know you want lockdown, ace-type relief pitching, but I would because I'd like to see the Pirates be good for a number of years to come beyond this year, whether we make the playoffs or not. I would be hesitant to trade a top-level prospect, whether it's Florentino or somebody else, for a closer, because you don't know how long the effective life of a closer is going to be. Of course, there are exceptions like Aroldis Chapman. They've been doing it for years. But a lot of closers, they don't have more than a year or two effectiveness, and then they're gone. So if the Pirates want to be good for a long time, I'd be a little bit hesitant to trade a top-level position prospect for a closer, because a top-level position prospect plays every day. A closer is not going to pitch every day.
Right. Yeah, no, I am hesitant, especially when it comes to Florentino. Thanks, Chuck. Always appreciate talking to you. Sam Burns in the rough, just teed off to begin his final round. It looked like the rough, maybe the first cut. I don't think they have a first cut over there at the links courses. It's all wide open and a lot of fescue and that stuff. But, Sam Burns, final group's underway at Royal Birkdale. Let's go to Matt in the North Hills. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Jack. So give me a moment here to kind of rant.
You're fine. So that's exactly what Sunday morning sports radio is all for, man. The floor is yours.
I know you'll remember the 2016 Pitt football team. I think this is the perfect equivalent.
You know what? Team. I'm very anxious to hear this thought now. Go for it.
One of the best offenses in team history.
Yep.
But at the same time, probably the worst defense in program history. This is the exact same thing. That Pitt team could have gone 10-2, 11-1. It's a huge what if. And this Pirate team is the exact same thing. They should realistically be probably 15 to 20 games over 500. And I don't think that's really hyperbole at this point with how many games they've blown. And yes, you will blow games through the year, but the amount of absolutely inexcusable losses that should happen maybe once a year is probably between like 5 and 8 at this point. So you can really get to a path where you're not only the first wild card team, but also in striking distance of the Brewers. It's been that bad. And I don't know what Ben Cherington is doing. I know a lot of people have kind of talked themselves into liking the trade for Jacob Gonzalez and Eisert because of the potential of Gonzalez. But my problem with that is you have an immediate need in the bullpen. And Eisert, I'm not sure if he makes the bullpen better. I think he might make the bullpen worse, which is really hard to do at this point. That comp pick could have been used with the Mets if they were willing to get a guy like Luke Weaver or possibly Brazoban or Rayleigh, or both of them, if you throw in a couple prospects. You could have fixed the glaring issue you had. Yes, no one wanted to see Jared Triolo out there every day, but he wasn't the problem.
Nope.
You would still win games, and you were still winning games with him. The offense is still one of the best in the league with him.
Yeah, I think
That's
the problem.
Not the problem.
No, and I agree with you, Matt. And thanks for the call, man. And the 2016 Pitt football comp is hilarious because they gave up 61 points to Syracuse and won a football game. An interesting comparison, and I kind of agree with it. The issue with why they decided to trade the comp pick for what they did, and I agree, like Jared Triolo playing shortstop more often than he should is not the problem with this team. The problem is the bullpen. They made the move for Jacob Gonzalez to be the centerpiece of that deal because Connor Griffin's hurt, and he's going to be out maybe for the rest of the season. And nobody on that roster can play shortstop other than Jared Triolo. They needed more depth at shortstop immediately. And that's why that move happened, and that's why Gonzalez was the centerpiece of that trade and not a relief pitcher. You got one, Brandon Eisert, but he's blended in very well. A bad way, but blended in very perfectly with this bad Pirates bullpen. He's not looked very good. But that's why that move was what it was, because Griffin's hurt and they needed more depth at that position. 412-928-9370. All right, let's get to the Sunday same game parlay, like 20 minutes late. Better late than never, I guess, but it probably won't hit anyway. It's plus 801 today. It's a 140 first pitch. Skeens against Cantillo. Pirates and the Guardians as they look for 2 out of 3. I said 7 innings from Skeens today. I'm still going to predict it and demand it from the Pirates ace, and I'm also going to demand a dominating back half of the season for Paul Skeens, and it's going to start today against the Guardians offense that's not very good, like bottom 5 in the league, bottom 3 in the league. Paul Skeens over 6.5 strikeouts is leg number 1. Leg number 2 is going to deal with the opposing starting pitcher, Joey Cantillo, whose strikeout total is 1 less than Skeens. It's 5.5. And Cantillo's last 2 starts before the All-Star break had 7 and 9 strikeouts, respectively. So I think Cantillo hits the strikeout total, but I don't think that's going to matter in the grand scheme of things with the outcome of this game, because Pirates, they struck out 14 times and won 7-1 against the Guardians yesterday in game 1. Williams had 11 strikeouts and still gave up 5 runs. So it's not like, the starter hitting, at least 6 strikeouts is going to waver on this team, the Pirates, by any stretch of the imagination. Leg 3, Brian Reynolds, because Sean Myers said he felt good about him. Brian Reynolds to record at least 1 hit. Leg 4, Pirates run total. Again, one of the top scoring offenses in baseball. Their run total today, for whatever reason, is only 3.5. I'm slamming the over. And because of all that, I think it's Pirates money line. I think like 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, something in that neighborhood feels right today for the Pirates. I'll predict a win. I'll predict a series win. And that's the Sunday same game parlay. Leg 1, Paul Skeens over 6.5 Ks. Leg 2, Joey Cantillo over 5.5 Ks. Leg 3, Brian Reynolds to record a hit. Leg 4, Pirates over 3.5 runs. Leg 5, Pirates money line. They win today. And that's going to be our first hit, I think. Sean Myers, how do we feel about it?
I feel good. The one that I would maybe be most hesitant about is Cantillo going over 5.5 if you feel so good about the Pirates going over their run total and winning the game. But
they struck out 11 times yesterday.
Yeah, there's so many
7
strikes.
runs.
Well,
and believe it or not,
is a stud, by the way.
He is. Absolutely he is. But believe it or not, for as good as this Pirates offense has been, second best OPS in all of baseball. They have the second most strikeouts in baseball, 931. And the only team with more across Major League Baseball is the LA Angels.
Who are pretty good. Well, does it grind your gears how many strikeouts there are? And it's just accepted that, like, guys are going to strike out no matter the scenario. It drives me crazy when you have someone on third base and a guy strikes out.
Yeah, it does. But for the totality of all of it, I don't care that the Pirates have the second most strikeouts as a team in baseball. When their offense, they just score runs. They've scored the second most runs in baseball. And they hit the ball better than everybody, it seems like, but the Dodgers. So I'll take the strikeouts all the livelong day. But no, I do agree with you, especially with a guy on third base or guys in scoring position late in games. It does kind of piss me off.
I think you're going to win this one, though.
Okay.
I feel good.
Thank you. We shall see.
And if not, we'll never speak of it again.
And next Sunday, we will just gloat and brag and act like we are kings of the world, like nobody's business if it hits. 412-928-9370. One more phone call to spout off your Pirates take. One more phone call. One more segment to get in a phone call with a Pirates take. That's coming up next. Taking you up until More Ways to Win with FanDuel and Pony. That starts at 10, and the Pirates coverage begins when at noon?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. 1:40 first pitch right here on The Fan. We'll wrap up the show when we come back on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
With your fan headlines, it's Sean Myers. The Pirates won 7-1 in the first game of their double dip yesterday in Cleveland against the Guardians. Jared Jones was good. Home runs by Jacob and Nick Gonzalez. No relation, as well as Esmerlin Valdez. But the Pirates dropped Game 2 5-3 after having a 3-0 lead. The Buccos squandered it because the Guardians scored the final 5 runs in the last 2 innings to play Travis Bazzana a walk-off 2-run blast against Dennis Santana. Pirates and Guardians conclude the series today at 1:40. Paul Skeens gets the ball for the Buccos. You can listen to it right here on 93.7 The Fan or on the free Odyssey app. Our coverage begins at noon and is presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $150 in bonus bets just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
On your job site, downtime isn't just an inconvenience, it's a deal breaker. You need equipment that works as hard as you do and a partner who has your back. Experience the new Case difference at Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Proudly named the 2025 Case Dealer of the Year. Whether you are looking for the latest iron or need expert service to keep your fleet in the dirt, their pros are ready. With thousands of parts in stock, they're here to ensure you're always running at peak efficiency. Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Because with Case Construction, together, we won't back down.
Hey, it's Pony. Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal. Because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone. All for half the price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Wild. Now, all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call 1-800-XFINITY. Go to XfinityMobile.com or visit your local Xfinity store to switch today. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Saving compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Go to XfinityMobile.com or call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
From the producers of the Simon and Garfunkel story and the life and music of George Michael comes the Billy Joel Legacy, coming live to Pittsburgh on October 14th to the Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall. This concert experience takes you on a journey through Billy's legendary career, from his humble beginnings to becoming one of the greatest songwriters and performers of all time. The Billy Joel Legacy, October 14th. Get reserved seats now at librarymusichall.com, another Trusky Entertainment event.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-854-4040. That's 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040.
Celebrate America's 250th with Joe Ball GMC. Buy any new or used vehicle by July 11th and get a $250 gas card. You can have it all at Joe Ball. Call now or visit joeballgm.com.
You can have it all at Joe Ball.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread yard work, in 90-degree weather,
Wow, it is a scorcher out there today.
with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should get NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Sports don't stop for the weekend, and neither do we.
We are going to have so much fun this weekend.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
All right, a couple more minutes. 412-928-9370 to get your Pirates take in. FanDuel's more ways to win with Pony starts at 10. Pirates coverage at noon. First pitch at 1:40 between the Bucks and the Guardians. Sean Myers, let's play a game.
Okay, sounds fun.
Hopefully you didn't see what our friend Steve Wiles tweeted at me.
I don't think so.
Okay, so don't look. Steve, love Steve, but he stole this graphic from North Shore 9, the fine folks at North Shore 9 that have a great podcast and cover the Pirates. First, well, I'm not even going to tell you the category. It's just going to be player A versus player B. You tell me who's better.
Connor Griffin.
What about him?
That was my guess. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, I kind of ruined it because he's included here. Player A's numbers, batting average, on base, slugging, and weighted run creation plus, RWC, if you're familiar with that metric.
Not really.
Okay.
I know OPS plus, and that's a little bit more straightforward for me. But anyway, continue.
Player A's batting average is .331.
That's very good.
Player A's on-base percentage is .409.
Very good.
Player A's slugging is .521.
Outstanding.
Player A's RWC plus is 160.
Is 100 the
Yes.
okay.
Player B, batting average of .328.
All right.
On base percentage of .407.
Pretty comparable so far.
Slugging of .615.
Even better.
RWC plus of 156. Who's
Okay,
better?
So you have the number. They're pretty comparable, right?
Yeah. You don't have to tell me who's better, but they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Those are the first 82 pro game numbers for Connor Griffin and Murph Gray. Murph Gray just cracked the MLB Pipeline top 100 when they reshuffled, I think, last week. So now the Pirates have 3 top 100 prospects. Seth Hernandez is 6th in baseball. Edward Florentino's, I think, 29th or 30th. And Murph Gray, 100.
Is
And Steve-
he a college draftee?
Yeah, Fresno State, and he was the Comp B pick last year.
So he's probably 3 years
22.
older than Griffin
Yeah.
at that same time.
Yeah, he's 22, but he's in Double-A right now. And he's playing incredibly well at Double-A Altoona. In only 2 games, not incredibly well. In 2 games, he does have a homer and an RBI. But in High A Greensboro hit .302, .991 OPS, then a .1042 OPS in Bradenton. So if he continues to play well in Altoona from now until probably the rest of the season, there's a chance he starts 27 in AAA, and you could see that guy next year at 23 and at third base, where it would be nice to have some power. So Steve's question was, is it time to start getting excited about Murph Gray? And I think the answer is yes. Minor league career has started off incredibly well, and through 82 or 83 career minor league games, the numbers are very similar to what Connor Griffin's were in his first 83 minor league games. So that's a name to
Maybe
keep
wait
an eye on
until
for sure.
after the deadline to get real excited, though, because that could be a guy that maybe you use as a piece to get back a reliever.
Remember when they had, what was his name? McAdoo? Bob McAdoo? Not Bob.
That's a former NBA star.
It was
Joe Starkey loves.
Charles McAdoo, I think, right? Yeah. And they traded him for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa a couple of years ago when they sort of bought at the deadline. He hit like all kinds of home runs in Greensboro and was kind of catching everybody's attention.
Hasn't really progressed since then.
No, he's made his major league debut this year for Toronto, and he is 4 for 25 with a homer and 3 RBI. Back down in AAA now for Toronto's AAA affiliate, Buffalo. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Sean, thank you very kindly, sir.
Did you read the weather forecast?
Oh.
People are dying to hear it.
High of 80, Plexico Burris. Pirates who have worn number 80 is being Googled right now. It's a baseball almanac. It's awesome.
Any other Steelers you want to Mount Washington?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Probably no Penguins have done that
Eric
number.
Ebron, number 80. No, I think he was like 85. God, we really have to scroll here. Williams Jerez. No, I'm sorry. Andrew Susak wore number 80 in 2020. I don't even know who that is.
I think I saw him pitch last night. Is he a pitcher?
No.
Okay.
He's a catcher and a pinch hitter.
No, is he with the Guardians?
No, he hasn't played since 2020.
Okay, I have no idea who this man is.
No, yeah, he wore number 80 for one game. He was 0 for 2 with 2 walks in 2020 in that COVID year for the Pirates. He's the only Pirate ever to wear number 80 in the
Cedric
history.
Wilson, by the way, would be another Steeler.
Yep, that's a good one. All right. That's the high today, 80 degrees. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. FanDuel's More Ways to Win is next with Pony. North Shore Tavern leadoff show starts at noon. First pitch, Pirates and Guardians at 1:40. Paul Skeens against Joey Cantillo. Thanks to you for calling, texting, watching, and listening, and commenting on the YouTube stream. I'm Jack Hillgrove signing off. Talk to you Thursday night right here on The Fan. See ya.
Your home hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
The summer sales drive is in high gear at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi North Hills. Drive home the savings of the summer with exclusive offers on our lineup of Mitsubishi, like the new 2026 Outlander Trail Edition. Drive yours home today and save $7,000 off MSRP or finance for 0% APR for 72 months. Have a trade? Ask us about our $3,000 push, pull, or tow trade assistance.
Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in the North Hills. Call 412-453-8035.